Welcome, legends, everybody, to our ultimate round of the Porsche GT3 Cup tonight for our Season 2, brought to you by Sim Racing World TV. It's going to be an awesome race tonight, brought to you alongside myself, Todd Thorburn, and my co-host tonight, Tyson McAvoy, and our illustrious producer tonight, Nathan Shibby Howard. Thank you very, very much to our major sponsors, DSL Welding Services, and our promo department. Thank you very much for all your support and love and everything else. How do you find everything's going to go tonight, Tyson?
Well, it's the final round, so anything goes. People are going to be sending it. It's Road America. You can pass basically every corner, so it's going to be awesome tonight. I reckon it's going to be carnage. Safety cars should be out on track, I hope.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a lot of action.
Well, we got quite a warm track temperature tonight with a 33-degree track temperature. So, but the actual ambient temperature is 19 degrees out there. So, well, we should see some pretty moderate temperatures here. Not too much tyre wear. What do you reckon?
Yeah, as you said, a nice 23-degree cold track. So there's going to be a lot of grip for these guys, but dealing with the cold tyres first, it's going to take that couple of laps to get those temperatures up. So it's going to be interesting come race time. Who's going to gamble? As I say to my teammate all the time, you always leave that tyre strategy open. You don't want to risk it too early, but if there's a mid-race safety car, tyres are always your best friend.
Most definitely. And I'll just take a little bit of a side moment to thank our brand new sponsor and partner, Pagnian Imports, Advanced Imports, Simulation Imports. The link below. Go for your discount code below. Much love. Big announcement, and we have a few more announcements to come, I believe, but I can't really say too much more. But make sure you hit that notification bell, and make sure you follow us on all our socials. Make sure you're following us for this last week of our last round, and also we've got a bit of a break after this last week, and we'll be coming to you in about 3 weeks from now, starting our Season 3. So for you guys that really want to go, really love our racing, and you guys are iRacers, if you want to get out there and actually jump into our league, then feel free to jump in there and sign up, and also buckle in for next season as well, guys, because we've got some really amazing stuff to come.
Yep, a lot of big announcements to come in the next few days, even weeks, and as you said, we've got new partnerships for next season, so that's heaps exciting. We're not even at the next season yet, we're already making big bombshell drops. So as you said, buckle up. It says the racing term, you put your seatbelt on because it's going to be a bumpy ride. So I'm looking forward to it.
100%. And Pagnian, as we all know in the sim community, amazing guys, and it's a pretty big news for us to have them on board, and we thought we'd chuck it up there on our last round of the Porsche GT3 Cups tonight as well, just so we can create some excitement for Season 3 also. So pretty cool.
Yep. And I actually bought my first rig through those guys, so that's pretty cool. They're now on board, and a lot of people probably would have as well, because they're a big name, and to come out here and support our community, and it's what people want to get the information. Where can I buy these rigs? Because they see it on stream, they see what these guys are doing, and go, oh, that looks like fun, how can I get involved? And now it's right in front of them, so hopefully we can get some new sim racers out here joining us in the next few seasons.
And I think a big thing for us us Kiwis as well, and there's a certain amount of there's a few sim brands that we can't actually get over here in New Zealand, like Fanatec. Fanatec don't really support us over here. So, but Pagnian, one of those guys that are direct importers from Fanatec overseas, and they are quite happy to, if you're really set on your Fanatec gear over here and you want a few things that other in New Zealand that you can get in Australia but you can't get in New Zealand, Pagnian imports. If you send them a quick email, I'm sure they'll be they've helped me with other things in the past that I haven't been able to get in New Zealand, and have been more than happy to ship it to me or co-ship it to me, etc. So yeah, big shout out to them. Good on.
Oh, well, now we got, 5 minutes into quali, and we've got, I think 6 drivers out there on time.
So Greg Barber, he's sitting second in the championship right now. He's sitting in the second of the championship by 89 points at the moment. Sitting behind Blake Delaney at the moment, but he is being very much hunted by Benjamin Siren behind him. So these guys are having a bit of a good battle, but also what we've got some pretty nut standing times as well. Pretty much nut standing times behind them as well, Tyson. We've got Benjamin Sirens only followed by Michael Whiting there. We've got 918 points. Michael Whiting and Benjamin Siren sitting in third place in the championship with 936 points. So there's not a hell of a lot of a gap there between them. So we've got 18 points there between those two. So Michael Whiting and Benjamin Siren could have a big battle tonight. Benjamin Siren sitting at the top of our M series at the moment. Michael Whiting sitting fourth in the major in the complete championship, but third in the pro series essentially. Adam Hughes behind him in fifth place with 884 points. Tim Corn in sixth place with 801 points. We've got Chris Island with 798 points in seventh place. Eighth place, Carl Zink with 797 points. There's only 1 point in between Carl Zink and Chris Island in the championship right now. And then Harry Dodds just behind them with 774 points in ninth place. And wrapping out our top 10 is Mitch Campbell with 684 points. But I think the most interesting point that we can actually get to right now, boys, is the top four out of our championship. Michael Whiting, Benjamin Siren, Greg Barber, and Blake Delaney have not missed a drop round. They've only had one drop round. Well, tonight they can choose to use tonight as their drop round. So if these guys have a bad round tonight, these guys can choose this to be their drop round, along with Carl Zink, Harry Dodds, Mitch Campbell, David Leslie, Dean Sinkovich, and Steven Sinkovich can also use these or choose tonight as their drop round, because we've had two drop rounds for the series, this series, and these guys haven't used all their drop rounds, so these guys can choose to use this as their drop round tonight. So all the pressure's on, and it'll all come out of the wash at the end of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of action, especially for our top four. Top four place to third, fourth, and I think Hughesy might be the fifth place there. It's a very tight battle. P1, it's a very comfortable pillow gap that he's going to need a bad result, but I think you said he's got the drop round in his back pocket as well. So there's a lot of heat we're going to have to watch tonight, not just for the race win, but for the championship, because everyone wants to race win, but I'd rather a championship win as well, just to sugarcoat it.
Oh, 100%. And I think these fishy boys will be out in the pond very, very with the teeth out today. Those piranhas will have the teeth out today, because they'll be trying to really push on to try and I think we might even see some team rules tonight to see whether Blake Delaney lets Michael Whiting go past if they're kind of working together, etc.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like as you said, they got the super or the split two or the amateur guys racing amongst the pros as well, which is going to play a big part in the way this championship comes in. You never know. There's a lot of fishes out there. Team orders could come into play. We saw it on Tuesday night with the Sinkovich boys. They ended up swapping positions to cover from me in the championship, and it worked. And, those points matter. If it's 6 points, 5 points, whatever, it all makes a difference in the end.
Well, especially with Michael Whiting only behind Benjamin Siren for third place in the championship for the podium spot on the championship by 18 points. I think if I was Blake Delaney and I could see Michael Whiting behind him, and Michael Whiting's my teammate, I'd let Michael Whiting by me, and I would support him. I'd put all my elbows out behind him and make sure nobody could pass him, so you get the points, and maybe they can get a fishy 1-3 in the championship. And I'm sure that's what they're talking about in the race room right now, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right. And then it comes into a whole different kettle of fish, no pun intended, with like, what do you do when it comes to race time? Do you race the guy behind you for the championship, or do you race the guy from track? Because the mistake I made, I was too busy about the car behind me instead of watching where I was going on Tuesday, and it cost me maybe a second place, but these guys are going to have to watch everywhere because the points is so tight. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. And as we can see, these guys coming through qualifying right now, we've only got what 500ths of a second. 500ths of a second between just under 500ths of a second between Adam Hughes and Greg Barber, which is just absolutely insane up at the top there. Do you think we'll see anybody? We'll definitely see people drop under the 206 mark.
Yeah, looks like these boys are just slowly warming up to get into the pace. But the car number one, who won't have car number one at the end of this season, Mr. Adam, you know, he's not going to want to end his season. He had a scrappy race a few weeks ago when I was in the com box, and I know he wants to, you know, go out and win. He can't win the championship unless everybody has a Macula's DNF, but he's going to come out and, you know, he's going to be fighting today. You know, he wants to end on a high, especially for number one. And we see, like, all the boys, there's 6 cars within 5/10 of each other, as you said, and then you've got 2 cars as well at the front, but they're very close. So it's going to be an awesome race. You've got 15 cars in here at the moment.
And you've spent some
14,
time
sorry.
around this track? Is there any spots around this as we're going in on board view? Is there any spots you really need to look out for in these GT3 Porsches?
So yeah, 2 corners back, there's that really uphill spot.
Just under the bridge there. That always gets
right.
me. Oh, yeah.
If you get up there too high and you lose the rear end, I think the car, because it's got a bit more downforce, it's not as crazy as what it used to be.
Okay.
But it's definitely a corner you should look out for, and probably, as always, Canada corner, because when you're going in there with your hot brakes, you're high chance of locking up. And as we see him, he's going to send it through there, gets the lift, kisses the curb, and up to Canada corner. It's going to be a very interesting corner just for defending and who's not going to lock their brakes, because it's a tough corner.
It is a very tough corner because it in the braking zone, it makes you feel like you can push it a lot further, because as you do more laps around there, because there is so much of a runoff there. But there is a runoff there, but you can still go over track limit if you don't re-enter the track at the right point also. So it kind of lowers you into a false sense of security. But I think that section just before that's what kind of gets me as you're leading up to there. To you know, you're supposed to be just flat to the floor, but it's quite misleading the way the track and the camera of the track rolls as you come up to the braking zone of Canada corner, I suppose.
Yeah, as we see, we're actually on board there as well with Delaney as he took it to the top and he's cleared. So he's done a really nice lap there, 2:06.393, and he's out in front, and I think that's 3/10 clear of P2.
Very nice. And Benjamin Siren, top of our AM series, and our top 3 in our 3rd place in our series at the moment as well. He's just come through with the 2:07.08 as well. So he's definitely skimming down the times there. We'll definitely see him in the pro class next season, I'm sure. Tyson?
That's right. A lot of these guys that are racing in the amateur class, you know, there's nothing better than first season there, getting out of amateur, and, you know, even winning the amateur series. Like, I think that's, you know, most of these guys' goal. There's a few drivers in there that might be just learning the car, figuring out how to drive it, using the engine, like, but that's why we got the 2 splits, so you can see the difference. There's battles, like, not just for the pros, there's battles everywhere, even for the amateurs, which is good to see. And if you've got an amateur battling for the top 3 in the championship, you can't ask much for more.
Yeah, most definitely. So coming into our last 10 minutes of qualifying here, guys, these guys are actually pushing very, very hard. So we've got our actual, we've got our top 4. We've got Blake Delaney, Michael Whiting in second, Greg Barber and Adam Hughes. And Adam Hughes all into under the 2:07 mark now. That's crazy. Is there a secret to driving these cars? Is there, you know, you've driven a bit of these cars. Like, is there a secret, or is there a not a secret, but is there a trick to
these cars last season, and I thought it would be a lot easier than it was. I thought I could
yeah.
just jump in and throw it at the corners, and I'd have a grip. But it was the complete
Yeah,
opposite.
okay. Yeah.
So it was they were a very hard car. I think I only got 3 podiums last season. I don't think I got a win. It was a very tough car to
But
drive.
you still got some podiums, so there must
But
be
it was
a trick
hard.
you know that we don't.
But
Because I
it's
get in these things and I'm blipping away, and I'm trying to go on the downshift, and trying to do everything, and then sometimes it becomes a bit too much, and it's just, yeah, it's a lot to manage, man. There are a lot to manage these guys.
yeah, a lot of Husey will be very strong in the brakes, like I noticed when I raced him. And so he's very good at engine braking with these. And when I try to engine brake with these, I blew the engine. So it's definitely a rhythm you've got to have with the gearbox and then obviously the blip as well. And carrying the corner speed and the momentum using the throttle control, that's another thing because you've got a big fat engine in the rear. You want to really kind of keep that momentum, but not use too much throttle or you spin around. So it's a challenging car, but a fun car.
And as we see, just as he comes out under this bridge here, and that's why I find that as you were talking about before, that's a very challenging spot because you kind of have to, be off the brakes before you come, just as you come over the bridge, that gap, you need to be off the brakes, but you kind of need to be on the brakes as you come up the hill. And that's what makes it really challenging. If you miss that braking point somewhat, even just a millimeter, you're off into the runoff pretty quickly, right?
That's right. You run wide there, and it's very, very hard. As we see Adam Hughes go to the top, go to P2, sorry, and he's got the gap 0.005. That's marginal. So 5 thousandths of a second there.
That
And
is insanity.
Michael Whiting is 1.7 behind. Like those gaps for the top three, and we did say before those guys were in the top 5 in the championship. So it's going to be on
I've only
tonight.
got six hundredths of a second back to Greg Barber as well. That's insane. But then only just over 4/10 back to Benjamin Siren. So that is incredible. There's well under a second separating. There's half a second separating our top 5 right now.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's going to be a good race. It's going to be all about who gets off the line first too, as we still got 7 minutes of qualifying to go. And I think the track temperature hasn't changed much. And it's all about, when you can pick the shadows as well. The shadows, just to see Adam make a little mistake there on exit. And he's definitely going to slow down. He's not going to abort the lap. He's just going to slow and go again.
But it's interesting you say that as well, and for the viewers out there as well. As Tyson was saying, the shadows in the track, etc., etc., etc. You might think that's not a big thing, but those shadows on the track would be at least 10 degrees cooler, and those shadows of that track. So it really does do a lot to your tire pressures, to your tire temperatures, to the temperature of the track as you go through different sectors. Especially if you're under brakes or you're under acceleration out of the exit of the corner, massive difference.
Yeah, and if your tyres are, in the prime position and you get a shade lap, and then it's going to be really good. But to time that, of course, it's going to be all about luck where the clouds are. As we see Hughesy line up for another run on his, I think he's going to be a second attempt at trying to get pole position. He's nearly there, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Stop it. Come on, son.
It's only a hair in it and a whisker.
There you go, Greg Barber having a great lap here. Oh, sorry. Adam Hughes was still on board with Adam Hughes. I'm still getting a bit confused with the old...
I think we should stay with him for this lap because it's going to be tight. If Adam's still pushing, he's probably going to be on for a purple lap. So we'll get the sector times up and we'll keep an eye on him. He's got clear track ahead, and it's all about the braking zone, especially down here.
Hopefully no commentator curse, but as we see, he's using all the track here, guys. Look at that. Beautiful braking point. Very smooth braking, and that's what these Porsches really, really need, a lot of smooth braking. I'm starting to learn it, but you have to do a lot of spins or bang it into the wall a lot of times with these things to be able to try. You need to go full send in these and then work back from there, right?
Yeah, that's right. Full send and rely on the grip. Like we say in nearly every car, it's rely on the grip you got. If you don't rely on the grip, you're not going to have the speed. But then it's got to also have the confidence to have that grip. And you know, Mr. Hughesy, he hasn't got the number 1 on his car because he was the first one here. It's because he's the, you know, our reigning champion. So he's on a charge.
He's pushing hard. And Blake Delaney, the leader of our championship as well. And that is why, the reason why Adam Hughes is pushing so hard right now. He wants to bridge this gap and make sure that he has a spot on the podium for this championship also.
Well, as we see Hughesy's sector times, he was green in the first sector, made an orange sector, then purple, and then green. So this next sector is going to be the time to see what he gets. It's going to be bloody close. He's coming around here.
Will it balance out? Yeah.
He's going orange again. And he's gone a bit slow into the last corner to try and prime that exit. And he has used all the road, and he's pulling into pit lane. So he did make a mistake in that last sector there, but nothing better than pit stop practice. Probably get a fresh set of boots and then go again for maybe one more lap. But sometimes you don't need to change tyres in these cars because they're made for long distances.
They are.
As we see,
and maybe that's it. He's just coming through, just doing a bit of a run through and just smash out. But
that's right. Practicing your pit stops in qualifying is the best option because you're in the moment, you're pushing hard, and you know when it comes to race time, you're kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. Or even like during practice, a lot of the time I'll do like dead race starts and stuff like that. If it's a dead race start rather than a timed race start, so I know my lights and I know how much the lights are going. How much my tires are going to line up, etc., etc. Obviously stay off the race line, but. It's always good to have a bit of a practice of that stuff as well because it makes it a lot easier for your race start. Or, as you know as well, if you have a nice clean race start, then it makes the whole race a lot easier and a lot smoother, right?
Yeah, it makes that first lap a lot easier. If you, especially up the front, you get a nice clean start. You get a nice relief for a lap. But that brings me to my question for you: the battle of the Sinkoviches. Who do you think is gonna win that? Tonight.
Oh yeah, that brings me on to safety cars. We'll talk about safety car after that also. So I honestly, the way I think Dean might win the battle of the Sinkoviches, but I want Steve to win.
Well, I always like to back Dean because every time I back Dean, he goes in the fence. So I'm backing Dean tonight.
Well, I'm backing Steve tonight because I don't want anybody to go on the fence.
Because every time I commentate and say go Dean, it's a crash. So I don't want to not say it, but let's see if it works again tonight. I think Dean's in a.
Okay,
he's got a nice
lap.
He's done a 2:08.880, and he's in 13th at the moment, and then 2 spots behind is his brother. So it's going to be.
But he's actually sitting there in 7th position in the M class at the moment too. He's doing very, very nicely. In tonight's race, so see if we can hold it together, eh?
Yeah, but we know Stephen doesn't like to give up without a fight, and he's just Stephen's a smoother driver. He doesn't overdrive the car. He goes out there, races, and has his biff and barge, and then Dean rocks up and says, "Excuse me," then there's a biff and barge more with them. So, but you're right. What about safety cars? There's a lot of big open road. On Tuesday when we were here, some muppet couldn't work his steering wheel.
I'm going to get in first. I'm predicting only 2 tonight.
2?
That's my prediction, yeah.
I reckon the 1.
Oh, shit. Okay, I got in early and I over-predicted, did I?
I reckon there's a lot of road where people can get away with a lot.
Oh, yeah, true. There is. And there's a lot of runoff as well, hey? So there's probably less chances of a safety car coming out. Look at that, Benjamin Sara in there with a purple sector, with a purple mid sector. Sorry, I just had to interrupt myself even. Wow, Benjamin Sara with a mid sector purple sector there, but
he boxed, yeah.
Oh. Wow, he was on a runner and he was on a nice line too.
Yeah, no, he's not going to get another lap in because that's got 3 seconds to go on the clock, and that's going to be the end of the quality. I don't think we got Delaney out there, Whiting still out there. So the top guys, Whiting and Delaney's just put a purple sector in. Let's see if he can improve his time. He's coming up to the top of the hill. It'll be good. I reckon he's only going to improve it by a little bit if he does, but it's going to be close. 6, no, he's a bit off. Whiting put the purple in the.
Those 2 orange sectors really cost him, eh?
But he's still, you know, a pole position with Hughesy that close. Like that's awesome to see. As we see Dodsy now still trying to push. He's sitting in P6 at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how Dodds goes at this. You know, this is his first season in the Porsches. I kind of pushed him to race something out of his comfort zone because he's normally just a supercars guy. But
Mate, if this is out of the comfort zone, then this is pretty amazing, mate.
and
Him doing a 207.2, that's crazy. That's his best lap so far.
and he's
it looks
enjoying
like
it.
Like, yeah.
And the car, like right now, he loves the car. He's
So he's
definitely
gelling
going
with
to
it.
sign up. And yeah, it took a while to learn. That's what he said. He wasn't really pushing hard enough. Now he's pushing a bit, and he's finding that a little bit more time. But now you always find the end of it
But
where
he's
he's
never
like, you
been
know,
slow, though, in this car.
that's right. He's always been in the middle, battling it out. And I think he's had one podium, and that was early in the season. But
Yep.
you know, he's still got the pace.
He's had quite a few, you know, top fives as well. So he's always been there, you
Have
know,
been
right
consistent
there.
at
And
the
now
moment.
no, but I think he's getting into his groove now with his car, and you can see it in the last couple of rounds. He's really getting into his groove. So I think he's definitely one to watch for season 3. I think Harry Dodds is definitely one to watch for that top 3 and maybe even a podium finish for the series for next season. To be honest, guys.
Well, that's right.
Um,
He's up there in the Supercar Championship at the moment, and he's doing that because he was so consistent with his racing. He's been clean, and he's been fast. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes tonight.
so guys, we've got Blake Delaney in first place there. Um, so we'll go through once the results come up, we'll go through the pros, and then we'll go through the AMs also.
I will get that up at the moment. Ooh.
Oh, we've had a couple of comments here, guys, on the safety car bet. So I apologize that we've missed that there. So apologies. Oh, we've got 95 Sim 4. We've got 95 Sim Sports saying let's go 95. I
See,
agree. Let's go.
and we got John C in the YouTube chat saying he reckons 4 safety cars.
4.
4.
Really?
Well, we do have. I won't say, but I'm gonna say Hurricane Dodds, as Steven Sinkovich likes to call Mr. Doddsy on track. So we
Wow.
could be on there. I'm his team boss, so I can throw him under the bus. But I'll head it over to you, Toddy.
So
While
here
we
you
got the
guys.
grid up
Here, guys. Here's our results for our qualifying, and our so we got Blake Delaney, a leader of our championship, and well out in front at the moment, but he's there pole position. Michael Whiting, his teammate Fishy Motorsports, trying to push his way from 4th place into 3rd place for the championship tonight in our ultimate round. Adam Hughes in 3rd place, Greg Barber in 4th for Crisscross Racing. Benjamin Siren, the top of our AM series at the moment, and currently sitting 3rd in the championship overall. Amazing drive from him this series. He's sitting in 5th place, wrapping out our top 5. We've got Harry Dodds in 6th place for Performance Sim Racing. He's going to be pushing. He's one to watch. Tim Corn, Benjamin Siren's biggest rival there in the AM series. He's sitting there in 7th place. Daniel Fritz in 8th. Mitch Campbell in 9th. Callan Hodgkin 10th. David Leslie in 11th. Carl Zink in 12th. He another one that Carl Zink has dropped Brown tonight also for the championship. And then we have Dean Sinkovich there in 13th place. Greg Leake in 14th place. Steven Sinkovich in 15th place. George Minus in 16th place. And then we have Ryan Barber and Jonathan Hancock in our safety car and our race control. And big shout out to promo department. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, it's good to see. You know, we got the race control here, live race control, which really helps our series get that real life simulation. So we got the manual safety car, and if someone does something wrong, we can hand those penalties out during the race, which is awesome. As we got 5 seconds to go on this grid, as we see
Would
the
you like to
last
take
cars just
our
coming
race
up.
away?
Hopefully we don't have any carnage into turn 1 because it's a high speed corner. But as we see the lights come up now, it's going to be interesting who gets the wheel spin and who gets the clear jump.
We
See the
got
green
5
flag?
lights out.
Ooh, the wheel spin. Oh, speaking of Harry Dodds with a great start there. Oh, he's gone from the
Oh,
fourth row of the grid up to third, I think. He's going to go 2 wide into turn 1. As you see, both the Fisher boys already back into their rhythm. So it's going to be on the outside here, Harry. Is he going to hold it? He does. Good job.
Oh, we've got who is that on the outside? Had a horrible start there. Was that
I think
Greg
that was...
Barber having a bit of a horrible start there? Slotted down 4 positions down into 8th there. Wow, hey. He had a great qualifying, but then just slowed down there. But a great sort of couple of first turns.
Yeah, as we saw Husey as well get a really slow start there, and he backed off, but he sent it around the outside onto turn 1 to make those positions up. As well, I think there's a car off. Is that a Sinkovic? Yeah, I definitely hear contact down there with a Sinkovic car.
That's Daniel Fritz and David
Safety
Leslie.
car has been deployed. There's the first one.
We've
We'll
got our
just try
first
and
one
get that
already.
car. Yeah, it was definitely Sinkovic. We will get a replay of that soon once we see who's involved with those incidents.
So you're already on the money. You picked 1, and I've picked 2. So, but we've got John C on the YouTube comment saying there might be 5 tonight. So I hope he hasn't just sideline commentated cursed everybody.
Well, hopefully not. Like, as we see the replay here, oh, he gets on the dirt.
Oh, he does. And he slaps into 4 cars there.
Oh, and then he caught a car unawares as well in the braking zone.
That's Kyle Zink that he's caught the back of. Oh no. So he's caught both teammates. Oh, and now After Dark Sim Racing boys
Oh
as
my
well.
God, I've caught it. I've done
He's
it.
caught
I've done the
3 or 4
curse.
teams there.
I've done the curse.
You've literally just cursed 4 teams there by the look of that. That's After Dark Sim Racing. That's Sim Racing World.
It's heavy
That
contact.
is 959, and that is.
Ding ding, yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Can we get we might get a chopper shot of that, because that was in a slow motion chopper shot there, because that was a big impact, and I think he's just missed his brake, and then he's gone. Like, that was just a bit weird there, because there's multiple cars, and it's going to be really hard
way
for race
back
control to
there.
piece, because it's unfortunate for Dean.
Is it just under brakes?
Yeah, so he's moved out of the way of the tow, picked his spot to brake, and then he's used too much of the track there.
Oh no. He was in the perfect spot to brake as well, but he just copped that whole left that right rear tire was just on the marbles there, on the sand there.
That's a great shot, but I'm not liking seeing Dean spin around there, so apologies for you, Dean. Was Stephen involved in that incident as well? How's his car? I'm not sure. No, his car looks pretty straight. Oh, that's good then. But yeah, we're under our first yellow. Who's our driver of our safety car tonight?
So thank you very much, Jonathan Hancock, for driving our safety car tonight. Thank you very much from 247 Race Control. Thank you very much, mate. 24/7, I should say. 247. What the hell am I talking about? And we've got Eddie, Eddie, our old mate Eddie on the Facebook chat as well. Go, Fishy Boys, as he always comes in, and much love, bro. Much love. Thank you very much for coming to say hello as you do every week, and come and watch all the Fishy Boys supporting your brothers in arms. So thank you very much.
And see, if you're watching the team race, or even if you just support the drivers themselves, they love it, and we love having you here. So, but from the race start, we've got, I think I see Dodsy there in P3, so he's made up a couple of spots there off that first restart. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how strategy plays, because I love to talk about strategy. Strategy is my big part. And
oh yeah,
it's all. I think the first thing you need to do is, because Blake Delaney's car is just silent, so he's obviously turned the engine off and started the fuel save.
Yeah.
I
Clutch
think
it, end it off.
The only thing I know Mr. Dodds won't be doing will be fuel saving, because he forgets how easy it is to stall his car. So I remember we were doing a race in the Porsches the first time I was trying to teach how to save fuel, because it's not as easy as everyone thinks. And
No.
he actually forgot to turn his engine on, and all the cars went past. So it was a simple mistake, but everyone makes them. I do the same when it comes to fuel saving. I always lock the brakes when I'm saving, especially at Bathurst in the 1000. I always used to clutch down Conrod and then miss my braking point, release the clutch, and then I'd destroyed.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the fishy guys, they're very, very good at it. So when it comes to strategy, like I think it was Daytona, those boys saved, I think, 3 extra laps of fuel, and it really won them the race, because they weren't going to win it on pace, but they won it on strategy. We've seen a lot of that this season from these guys. When it comes to strategy, they can win it. Sometimes they don't win it on pace, but they get there with a strategy, and it's great to see.
And that's one of the biggest things that we might see. Michael Whiting, as we see, 18 points just behind Benjamin Sire, and they're third place in the championship. 18 points right here. If these boys can work together, Michael Whiting can definitely bridge the gap and slot himself in the podium position for the series ending. And I'm sure he wants to lock out Benjamin Siren out of that podium position in third place, because Benjamin Siren is actually top of the AM series at the moment as well. So that's what's made it really, really exciting. And big shout out to Eddie once again. Thank you very much. Sent 200 stars to our Facebook. Thank you very much. Whoop, whoop. Legend, absolute legend. And he just said, Blake, Mr. Fuel Saver. So Blake Delaney, apparently, Eddie's saying on Facebook there that Blake Delaney is Mr. Fuel Saver, and I'd actually have to tend to agree. He even leads out Michael Whiting, and a lot of these times and a lot of these races, you'll see him lead out Michael Whiting, and just take him under his wing, make sure he can save enough gas and all the rest of it. And a lot of the time, you don't realize how fast Blake Delaney is, but he's clutching in the whole time, as you were saying. He's clutching in a lot of that time, and it's not about just clutching in and saving gas. It's about coming back off the clutch, as you were just saying as well, Tyson?
That's right. You got to do it before the braking zone, or sometimes you just, I don't know what it does, but it just sends your car sideways, and the engine just, you're in a third gear and you're in fifth originally when you're before the braking zone. You come off the clutch and all of a sudden the revs rise and your car just goes sideways. It sucks, and it's embarrassing too when that happens. But the fishy guys, they do it in the supercars quite well, and they do it in the Porsches even better. So it's something that, as I said before, you can win races from it, and as long as you get it perfect,
skill, isn't it?
It's good. Yeah, that's right. And it's something I want to bring into my driving, because it helps. If you get that extra lap, you could be 2 laps off, and if you can save 1 lap of fuel in the first stint, 1 lap of fuel in the second stint, boom, you've won, the fuel game. But it's a very hard thing to do. It helps a lot in, I think, oval racing in Indy cars, and when it comes to world endurance racing and stuff, that's the big thing with different engine modes in the Porsches and the higher up cars. But with these kind of cars, you don't have an engine map. You just got to stick it in the engine map 1, which is full throttle.
Yeah, full throttle and then deal with it. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Like, won't give you any
aid. Hope for the best.
You've got a big ass wing on the back of it and an engine at the back of it. But we've just given you a big ass wing at the back of it, just because you've got such a big engine at the back of it as well. So good luck. Go fast.
no downforce in the front, apart from a little front
just
wing
a
end
tiny
plate.
little splitter.
Yeah, the splitter, and then he's a gigantic engine, and if it's got grip, that's good. Because that was the old Porsche. It was,
Oh, we'll give you a rear diffuser as well. Oh yeah, cool, thanks, mate.
As long as it looks good on TV, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly right.
As we see,
it is a beautiful looking car. You got to admit.
It is awesome. And as we see this great shot of all the cars just swinging by, and it's awesome to see. It's round 10 of our American invasion. These guys have come so far, and to see them here at the last round still supporting, and even if they're not fighting for a championship win, it's all about getting out there, having fun, and enjoying sim racing, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here talking about it and having a good time. You guys are here watching it and hopefully having a good time. So with a big shout out to you guys. It helps. It's always fun to have a crowd watching the boys, you know, go out there, especially, you know, the admins are out there having a race as well. And
Yeah, and it's been awesome to see the American invasion go from East Coast, and we've seen the different series go from East Coast, and then vice versa, West Coast to East Coast, or East Coast to West Coast, and then West Coast to East Coast as well. And we've
yep,
seen
and
that
then
full journey, and it's been really awesome to see.
and when the other guy started, the other one will finish, and it's awesome. As we see, the safety car is probably just about to pull away. So we're going to get back to green flag racing. So that's the safety car number 1, hopefully done and dusted.
So we've got the Fishy Boys in 1-2. Harry Dodds, old Dodsy, up 3 spots into third position. He stayed out of the melee there, and he's done very, very well. And I won't say it, I won't put any curses out there, but he's definitely got the pace to keep up with these Fishy Boys. So let's see how this all unfolds, eh?
Yep, all he's got to do is not break that draft. If he stays in that draft, I think he's good. Nice for it. He's going to have Hughesy behind him. You know, Hughesy wants to get past as soon as he can.
As they go up over the hill, they come back up to a green light after the safety car. Blake Delaney bringing him back a bit. Michael Whiting staying on the back of him. Harry Dodds making sure he doesn't break that toe. But Benjamin Sarin just absolutely hounding the back of him also.
It's going to be cold brakes, turn 1. Let's see if the boys can get through clean. As you see, so far, so clean. Single file restart, which is good, which saves the hassle as we see. A car go past that on the inside, so it was a great pass there. I think it was Cullen.
Oh, yeah, Cullen Hodgkinson on the inside. And we've always seen Cullen Hodgkinson make some big moves. And Greg Barber here, his teammate, Cullen Hodgkinson's teammate, making a massive move on the inside here for 4th place. Pushing down the inside. Oh, that was smooth as Tyson.
Yeah, but he got the job done, and he was back onto the racing line before the even corner was done. So it was a great move. You see Steven Sinkovich there holding around the inside of one of the. Is it Chris Cross?
Yeah, no, 9-5 After Dark Sim Racing boys.
After Dark.
And then we've got Daniel Fritz behind him. Daniel Fritz trying to keep on the back of him. Harry Dodds and Greg Barber having a bit of a battle here.
That's Hughesy. Hughesy trying to get him. He's trying to get into B3, and Harry's like, nope, I'm not having none of that. But if these boys battle, it's going to be very tough to keep with these leaders.
Sorry, I'm a little bit confused with our wheel colour there. I thought that would have been Greg Barber, but Adam Hughes has made a massive push-up past Greg Barber and all the rest of the boys. So he's
got a really good exit here, Hughesy does. So Harry's going to have to be really defensive about his line down here, but he just chooses the racing line.
Oh, he's put his elbows out a little bit, though, just being safe about it, though.
No, that's a
great shot, Shibby. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That was such a great shot, looking through the actual rear vision, the side mirror.
But yeah, sitting on the tail, we can see the hashtag Talk To Me Bro, which is the men's mental health initiative for the Performance Sim boys. And it's a great shot we got here of the back wing of Hughesy chasing him down in the draft and using his full car. As you see him just pulling up to him now, but I think he's a bit too far back, so Hughesy just falls back into line. But this is one of my favourite shots, sitting on the wing.
Yeah, most definitely. And a big shout out to Talk To Me Bro as well. They should never have any shame. And Cullen Hodgkinson. Oh no, Hughesy and Greg Barber's teammate there. He's had a great season.
He got damage in the left rear there, I think, of his car, and then he's got front as well. But
we got Daniel Fritz behind him, just going to clean up this position by the look of it.
And Dean Stinkovich has just served his drive-through penalty, so he did get a drive-through penalty for that incident on lap 1. So that's now out of the way for Dean, and he can push on.
Good to see. But it's been remarkably, even after this, I know we had an early safety car, etc., but remarkably quite smooth so far. I'm still keeping it at 2. My prediction at 2. What was your prediction? 3, was it? Or was it?
I had the 1.
So you had the 1, didn't you? So you're still on the money, aren't you?
So so far so good. Of course, we never want to see cars damaged, but as commentators, we're not in the car, so we can have a bet.
Yeah,
And
exactly right.
it's good to see, you know, the boys got that fast repair in the bank as well, so they can go and get their fast repair, get back out on track, and you know, still be in the race. As long as they follow all the rules and regulations to get their car towed, then it's all good. They can enjoy the race. I don't think we have a car a lap down at all. So
And of course, a goodwill bet as well. We're not gambling for money or any of those things. Just going out to the rest of the socials crowd out there. We're not sitting here in the broadcasting booth taking money bets between each other. So
yeah,
but maybe
$1.50 favourite.
yeah, $1.50 favourite.
You see it again, Hughesy going down the inside of Harry Dodds and gets the
what
job
a move!
done.
Come on, on the brakes. That takes some serious cojones to do that.
Turn 1 is very hard, especially because it's such a short braking zone in a high-speed corner. So Harry Dodds has gone down to 4th position in a good move by Adam. You know, it's his last day as car number 1.
But Doddsy, Hughesy had been hounding Harry Dodds there for about a lap and a half there, and you could see he had a bit of pace and all the rest of it. But yeah, I don't even think Doddsy saw that coming. Like, I would never have seen that coming, even with the pace and all the rest of it. That, like, he would have been sitting there going, I want to go a little bit earlier on the brakes just to make sure this guy goes past me. He's probably going to go off the track, and then he doesn't go off the track, and then you go and follow him, and you go, why? How does he make that? That's how I would have reacted if I was in the game behind him. But Daniel Fritz trying to make this move here on Callan Hodgkinson. Callan Hodgkinson with that earlier moment. He's still got a bit of damage on that car, but it doesn't seem like it's doing that much horribleness to him.
Yeah, he probably wants to stay out a bit to try and get towards that pit stop window, as we were speaking about earlier. So you can get to that pit stop, get your fast repair. It's, you know, cuts one stop because it's a really long pit lane at Road America. It takes a lot of time. I think it's a 34-second transit without the stop. So it's a very tough. It's a long, very long pit lane.
That's a whole pit stop, let alone. You know,
yeah, so it's a pit stop within a pit stop.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
And the undercut as well is when we see people pit, it can be very powerful because of how long the pit lane is, and you come out with the tank. Some cars, the supercars especially, we've already seen them here, but the supercars benefited from the undercut because of the fresh tyres, and it helps a lot. These guys probably won't take tyres, some will, but again, that becomes when it comes to strategy time. If you're in the middle or the back, I think tyres would be a safe bet. But if you're at the front, you want a short and sharp stop as fast as you can.
But as we're seeing right now, is because of that early safety car, how much it's bunched these guys up. And Hughesy and the Fishy boys just battling here up into 3rd. But then we're very, very close to Harry Dodds. And we've got our top 6 right there, as you can see on camera. She's beautiful camera work there. Our top 6 there are literally within like 5/10 of each other. Like, that's craziness. That is insane.
I'm looking forward to seeing these guys start making some moves and really using the benefit of the draft, especially Hughesy, because Hughesy's already on the back already going, knock, knock, Mr. Fishies, I'm here. And I think he's going to make the move. But that opens the door up again to see if he can bring home the win. I think he wants to win tonight, and I think it'll be a safe bet if he does bring home the chocolates, because he's out to end on a high, as we see him down there going for a move already. He's trying around the outside. It's going to be tough to pull it off there. I think he's going to have to slot back in, which he does, because it's a very tough spot to go around the outside. You just run out of grip on the dirty stuff. But he's going to be right in the spot for Canada Corner when he gets down the inside there.
And this is a perfect illustration of how much.
You
can see all these teammates kind of trying to work together.
Oh, look at Doddsy wants a piece of this.
Oh, come on, get on the outside.
Yeah, he's got all that runoff as well, so he's going to have all the grip, and he gets plenty of room there, and I think he's going to have the job done because he's going to the inside for the next corner. Yeah, which he does. Well done, Hughes, great move there. And as you see, Harry Dodds is going, I want a piece of this fish, and he's going down the inside, but backed out of it. But as you said, these guys are all bunched up within 5/10 of each other, and And it kind of gave Blake a little bit of a breathing there while these boys had that little battle. But oh, look at these boys already driving down the straight. Oh, no, back to single
It's
file.
all on for young and old, eh? Wowee, these crisscross boys battling the 9.5 Sim Sports boys, battling the Performance Sim Sports boys, battling the crisscross boys, battling the fishy motorsports boys. Like, come on.
It's
It's
awesome. How many good drivers are out there in different teams, still having a good battle. Not just the fishy boys, you've got multiple cars, different talents, and all within this little train of cars. As you see, Harry going to move over for a defensive, and I think we're on Benjamin at the moment. Is Benjamin going to hit him on the brakes? Ooh, Harry moved over on the brakes there, crossed him off.
Oh,
A bit naughty, but a defensive move nonetheless. Well done, Harry.
But then you look behind him as well, and every single one of these boys are trying to do the over and under on each other. And as they're trying to, each one of these guys in this top 6 are trying to defend while they're trying to go on the offensive as well. Like, come on.
And while these guys are battling as well, they're broken away from Tim in P7 and, you know, had a little breathing space from the pressure that is still on.
Yeah. But then we've got that little battle back then as well. Back then behind Tim Corn as well. That was Mitch Campbell and David Leslie there. It looks like they're having a bit of a battle along with Daniel Fritz and Callan Hodgkinson as well. But this top 6 is just insane. How often do you see this? You never see a top 6 this close at this point of a race. Lap 8. I know we've had one safety car, but these guys, the pace that these guys are keeping, I reckon these guys are going to keep it for another 10 laps this close.
Yep, 5 laps on the green, I think. And, you know, it's the last round. We said we're going to have a show. We saw it in qualifying how close those lap times were. And I said we're going to have a tight race. And as we ride on board with Harry Dodds here, it's a tight race. And
that's why they call it the ultimate round, eh?
That's right, because it's the final round. You must put on a show. Look good for the TV. Show off everyone.
Exactly right. And Doddsy just pushing it so hard, staying under that rear wing, trying to stay under that, stay away from the error wash. Because if you stay close enough with these Porsches, you can avoid the error wash because of how big that rear wing is. But if you're not close enough to it under the braking zone, it becomes pretty sketchy, and these things are pretty sketchy under brakes already. So,
yeah, that's right. I think we just saw it pass as well around the outside there from David. So it was a good move there around the outside for turn 1. It's got a bit of damage, but it's just like damage ain't going to hurt me.
Left by P9 there. Beautiful move.
Yeah, he's on the recovery drive after his incident, but you know, a little damage ain't going to hurt him or stop him from making those passes.
100%. Look at this battle still going on, but top 6, that's insane. Greg Barber, and we know how much pace all 6 of these guys have got, have had, and have throughout the season. And now it comes to the ultimate round, and these guys have had drop rounds. So I don't think we until since the first kind of 3 or 4 rounds, I don't think we've seen all these guys on track together having this close of battle.
It's good to see, and hopefully next season they bring it back just as good. You know, Road America's a great track, as I said. You can pass basically anywhere, as long as you put your car in that position and use the draft to its advantage. But I was expecting Hughesy to be behind Blake a little bit more, but he's just sitting there buying his time. And
he's
it's the same with
saving. Oh, we have had a bit of a moment there. It does seem a little bit off pace. Actually, to be honest, yeah.
And the Dodds has fallen back a bit as well from Michael Whiting in front, so he just might be a bit under pressure from the cars behind. But hopefully these guys, again, bunch up into the 2-second gap. I want the field to be close and, you know, top 6 battle.
But as you know, it's always hard when you're in this closer battle, you know how fast everybody is around you. You do get very, I'd say paranoid, but you get a bit nervous because I get nervous when I look too much in the revision mirror, so you kind of have to concentrate on looking forward and just concentrating on what's ahead of you rather than what's behind you. But it's very hard because you still have to, especially in this close and how close and fast these guys are, you have to be looking forward and backwards at the same time, which is pretty hard.
Well, yeah, you get into a rhythm, and then all of a sudden that rhythm's interrupted because you got a car down you inside. But the good thing about this, as we've seen on the camera, I'm not sure if everyone's caught it, but the windscreen wiper, you know, wiping away all the dirt and the muck sitting behind these cars, and they're spitting out all the oil and stuff. That's a cool little feature iRacing has now added to make it a little bit more realistic when it comes to wet weather hopefully in a few months, because I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, most definitely.
When it comes to rain.
It did freak me out the first time I did it though, because I was like, what is it doing? And I was like,
listen to that.
That makes sense. Kind of cool.
He's saving fuel,
Yeah,
Mr. Blake Delaney, and guess where he is? He's P1, and he's saving fuel going, he's catching me. And then watch, I think we're going to hear it into the braking corner here. Oh, he's ran wide. Oh, he's going to be compromised so much down here to turn into Canada corner.
I think we just made him think about his clutch, maybe.
Oh, Dodsy's...
Oh, Adam Hughes down on the inside.
Well done.
Come on.
Yeah, Hughes, he got that move done because of this little mistake there from Delaney. I think that clutch in at the wrong point, and he ran a little bit wide, took a bit too much speed. But Harry's trying to get the max out of this as well, of the mistake.
And then we got Mike Whiting there, just trying to put his elbows out, trying to defend for his teammate there, Blake Delaney out in front there, but it looks like Harry Dodds is going to be able to make this move on the inside.
We got Delaney trying to get the lead back. We got Dodsy trying to put a move on. We got a move behind that. We got this back. There's just battles everywhere. And Dodsy's just made 2 passes into 1 corner.
Come on, look at that. Michael Whiting is slotted back all the way down into 4th now. And Adam Hughes is...
I guarantee those boys are going to sit behind, use that draft to their max, and save fuel now they've lost that lead. That's what my little tip is for those fishy guys.
If that's not crisscross racing, I don't know what is, to be honest. Sorry. Bit of dad jokes here. You know, full pun intended. Ben Simon on the inside.
He's trying to get 3 cars into 1 corner. He got 3. He got all 3 cars into 1 corner. We need to get a replay of that. That was sensational. He said, you guys are falling asleep. I'm going for a move.
Wow, wait. Has Blake Delaney got a problem?
I think they're saving fuel now. They've lost that lead. They want to save the fuel. But as you see him go down...
Thank you very much to DSL Welding Services for the action replay.
Oh, wow. Look at that move. He just went down inside, perfect under brakes, and got all 3 of them. And honestly, Benjamin Siren sitting in 3rd place in our complete series tally at the moment for at the end of round 9. He is actually an AM driver, and he's sitting at the top of the AM series. And that beautiful move from the AM driver on those pro drivers, they didn't even see it coming. Dodgy going to the lead. We missed that. We're watching the replay because we can't watch replays because everyone's
where did
moving.
that come from?
But Dodsy's gone to the lead. But I just want to give him another shout out because that move, you know, 3 into 1 corner for an amateur driver, he sent it. You know where he's going to be next season. Yep. He ain't going to be a bloody amateur. Like, that's awesome. He did a great job there. And he's just showing why he's 3rd place in the championship, why he's leading the amateur championship, because he can do moves like that. That is great. And then, again,
put it on the highlight reel.
Big Dodsy making a move. And,
up in the first spot. We need to go back to a DSL Welding Services replay for that one. Sorry.
But at the same time, we're on lap 12, and we did say 6 laps ago, oh, look at these boys, 6 laps in, there's 6 cars battling, and they're going hard. But I just want to point too, Tim's catching this pack. He was 7 seconds away from the lead from this pack, but he's slowly grumming back. Look, he's just sitting in the background. They're following the locked on Lad Racing.
Oh, 100%. Tim Corn's always one to watch.
These guys are going to keep battling. He's going to keep coming. He's going to get his fishing line out. And
honestly, Tim Corn's got the same amount of pace as what Ben Siren does. 100% he does. And these guys, the whole time, first season and the end of and the start of this season as well. And a lot of the time this season, been battling it out until Ben Siren's just found a bit of form the last kind of couple of rounds and just pushed himself into the pro battle. Oh!
Well, Dodgy makes a mistake there, I think.
No, it's Michael
Oh, there's
Whiting there on
contact.
the
I heard
outside.
contact. Oh no, there's contact. It's
That's Greg Barber.
we'll
Contact.
get a
I'm not
replay of
sure
what
who's had
happened
a.
there, but that's Greg Barber involved. I think Harry Dodds was the other car.
Yeah, Harry Dodds has come off track and then back on track. I'm not sure if it was a re-entry thing or what's happened.
But yeah,
I'm
there's
not sure if
no.
we'll have a safety car, but
Let's have a look. We're going to replay, and a bit unfortunate there. They were having a tight battle, as we see here. The replay. Harry's just come off track. Yeah, he's gone in the braking zone. You see the rear just step out slightly on the braking, but he's just missed the apex of the corner. Then ran wide onto the dirt.
yeah, it was a late break. I think it was a bit of a late break, and then he tried to pull it up, and he thought he had it, but he didn't quite.
And then let's see his rejoin. Let's see if he gets back on track cleanly, which he's now back on track, which is all good.
Seems right. Yeah. Or someone turned in on him under speed. Oh, it looks like netcode to me. That looks like netcode. Like it's put those two cars together by the look of that. That didn't
Yeah.
look intentional from either of them.
Well, Harry rejoined the track completely fine, and then
Yeah.
enjoy that race control because I'm not commenting on that because
Yeah.
it's
Well said, mate. Well said.
that's a hard one.
Wow. That looked like netcode though to me. Like they look like they're glued together pretty quickly.
Well, you can really
real
point
close.
net code as well because you look at the front of Harry's car. I don't think I see a scratch,
Oh yeah.
but again, enjoy that race control as we see Doddsy get the move done on Hughesy. So I really think tight numbers for fuel because there's a lot of fuel saving, and I know these fishy guys wouldn't be sitting at the back of this pack without going there. Here's a draft. We're going to sit
Daniel
here
Fred's
reviews order.
making the move on Greg Leake there, beautifully under brakes.
Oh, the crisscross is on here.
Oh.
Is he going? Greg's going back up the inside. He does go down.
Oh.
I thought he was going to have contact there.
Oh yeah, I thought there was too. I thought there was going to be, but I think Greg Leake just putting a bit of pressure on him. He's like, you might have passed me, but you're not faster than me. That's what it seems like the attitude is right now.
Yeah,
Like, you might have passed me, but you're not going to get me by the end of this race. That's what it looks like Greg Leake's attitude is right now to him.
How many positions did Tim lose as well? Tim's down to P6 after that contact. So he's still on the back of the train.
Benjamin Siren. That can't be right. Is Benjamin Siren up into first? How has that happened?
Yeah, because with Hughesy.
Sorry. Apologies.
But Dodsy's back up to P2, pushing on. You don't worry about what possibly could be coming. You concentrate on what's happening in front of you until you get that black flag.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. You just got to keep on pushing, don't you?
Yeah, but a penalty here is really, really harsh because of how long the pit lane is. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. And as we saw, we saw what? I think it was our record for the series here was 5 safety cars. Yeah, we saw 5 safety cars here in the F3s, I think it was.
Yeah, that was Draft City in the F3s, and then you make contact with those and you die. The car just.
But it was just massive draft, but then massive aero wash as well. And at the end of the race, I didn't actually realise that that's what it was the aero wash that was really screwing everyone up because under brakes it was just uncontrollable. But David Leslie into the pits now, so. David Leslie, it seems, has jumped into the pits. I'm not sure whether he's had a bit of an incident or he's just
Harry Dodds has been given the black
out of the
flag
pits again, so he might have just pitted early.
Harry Dodds has got the black flag for that contact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Michael's still saving that fuel. As a point, they're going to be in this draft train and they're going to make the maximise of that. So Harry's going to be effectively out of the fight for the lead now because, that's going to really, really hurt his chances there.
But one thing I do respect about the Fisher boys as well, they always have an end game. An end game to their, if they enter a couple of boys at the race and all the rest of it, they have an end game to how they're going to work together, what they're going to do. And especially with the crisscross boys, all these teams actually, I shouldn't just single out the Fisher boys, but the crisscross boys, all these boys have a kind of bit of a game plan of how they're going to get there in the end, you know. So even though these guys might slip down to the 4s or the 5s or the 6s and stuff like that, they're like, well, you know, stay in these top, you know, these guys in the spotters and these guys on the radio will be selling, you know, just stay in that top 4, stay in that top 5. Make sure you can, you know, stay behind the teammate or stay behind somebody that's fast. Try and save some gas, clutch it in, you know, try and save some tires, and then you never know what's going to happen. If there's another safety car, then it's going to cut out a pit stop, etc. Then you might just be able to leapfrog yourself well up, and we've seen that in the last couple of rounds also, haven't we?
Well, that's right, and the fuel saving game can win you a race.
Oh, 100%.
And yeah, Tim's now on the back of the train. As I caught a few laps ago, he was slowly pushing there, and he's now caught these guys. You know, he's been 2:08 last lap, and he's pushing on. He did his PB last lap, so he's really trying to catch on and lock on, as they would say, to these guys in front.
Yeah, with the 2:08.55, that's an epic lap for him, especially mid race as well. Like you might see these guys do some amazing qualifying laps and all the rest of it, but race pace is a totally different point as well. You might have draft, you might have aero wash, you might have all these. You've got so many more factors when you come into race as well. So these guys are trying to deal with all that. Plus have their spotters, plus have everybody else in their ears, plus us giving them a little bit of a commentating curse as well, I'm sure. But with these fishy boys.
Well, that's where the fun begins, because we can put the pressure on it on a different way, you know, especially when it comes to championship. You know, the pressure for those guys even more, because they're like, oh, I can't have a bad race here because it might cost them 2-3 points that could, you know, especially with 2, 3, 4 in this battle. That are so close on the ladder as well.
Oh, 100%. You look at like between Benjamin Simon and Michael Whiting, there's only 18 points, you know. And from that M driver being Benjamin Siren and Michael Whiting trying to catch up to his teammate that is well. Oh, wow.
He really ran in the back of his teammate. Well, that would have been entertaining.
That would have been definitely a safety car.
Oh, wow. That was close contact there. Close to contact, I should say. So we're going to... Tim's just, you know, again, Tim's just gone another PB lap. He's done a 2:08.3. The guys in front of him, you know, they might be making the little mistakes, whatever, but they're still pushing on, and he's slowly bringing it in. He's in a rhythm. You have that fresh air, and he could be on for, a fight for the podium.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And as we were just saying earlier, that's my most challenging point on this whole track, is that point. Coming out under the bridge, and it might seem like the most smallest point, but that's what can really throw a spanner in the works, especially and braking on this downhill point down through this corner as well. As you come down through that downhill point, you're on the brakes, but you're also gaining speed as you're going downhill. So it's hard to judge the difference between how much you're braking in, because you kind of have to trail brake nicely into that corner to keep the speed through the apex. And if you don't, then it can really, hence why they've got so much runoff on the outside of this track, right?
If you make a mistake, you know, sometimes these grass, you get on the grass and it's slippery. So, and as we saw in the opening lap with Dean Sinkovic, he went into the turn 4 and he went straight into the wall in other cars, because it's just so slippery offline on the sand, on the dirt, and there's no traction control on these cars. So you get on top of it and you spin your wheels and off you go. As we see a car in our leader now into pit lane, I think, one of the first cars. See race control making a note of an incident as well, but I think we got first of our pit stoppers.
So Greg Barber with that fastest time right now with a 207.54. So he's really been smashing it. Dean Sinkovic with a bit of a moment, it seems here. Steven Sinkovic with a bit of a moment here. Oh man.
He's just showing off those sponsors.
Yeah, 100%. He's just trying to get it sideways. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Blatant sponsorship dollars right there. Blatant sponsorship. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we have one of our leaders as well into the pit lane that last lap. So it's going to be quite interesting now with the fishy guys. Are they going to start pushing? Which we see a move literally
Blake on
as
the
I say that.
inside.
Both of them are pushing now to get past Husey, and that pit stop window might be open because we are on lap 17. We are getting, well, we're past, sorry, the halfway point. So everyone can pit now and make it home.
Do you reckon one of the fishy boys is trying to do the undercut? I reckon Blake's trying to get in front of him. He's trying to do the undercut. And I reckon Michael Whiting will stay out.
I think even it'd be pretty tough.
With Michael Whiting, I reckon Michael Whiting will try to do the overcut, and then Blake will try to do the undercut. That's my bet anyway.
I think we do have a car off at turn 4 as well. I see on my map at the moment. But as we said, I think this lap these boys are going to pit, and it's going to be quite interesting to see who goes in the pit lane.
Yeah.
We're going to have a requested tow at the moment, I hear on the radio, so it's going to bring a safety car, and all these boys are going to pit. They're all going to pit. Everybody's going to pit. And that's going to bring Harry Dodds back into the race. So everyone's going to pit. I just want to check if our leader made it past the pit lane, or is he in? No, he's in. We confirm he's in. So it's going to be interesting because Doddsy and the whole field should pit now because it's basically the free
Everyone's
pit
in the pits.
And hopefully people take tyres.
Yeah, our top 5, top 6 are now all in the pits. Everybody's coming into the pits, I think. Harry Dodds, yep. Daniel Fritz is into the pits. Benjamin Siren's coming into the pits. Greg Leake. No, Benjamin Siren's staying out. Wow.
No, he's already pitted. He's already pitted.
Oh, he's already pitted. So Greg Leake's already pitted also, but that was from an early incident, so he's staying out. Oh, wow. So, well, George Minus thought he got the quick repair, but he's jumped out of the pits and jumped back into the pits straight away because it seems like...
Oh, he's really stuck at the fence there.
Yeah. Oh, that's why SDK is telling me that.
Oh, wow. He's really stuck in the fence there.
Because SDK was saying that he exited and he jumped into the pits and then he went back out of the pits and then crashed again. But that's maybe why, because he's just stuck in the wall.
He's gone very deep, I think, as well, because he's just about to, he's pulled out of it and going straight. And Cullen pulled it up. And...
Whoa, boom. There's nothing getting it out of that wall.
Yep, so the safety car has caught the leaders.
Benjamin Siren's just sitting out there in front now.
So I've lost my bet of the one safety car. The 2 safety car is now in play.
Yeah, it was my bet, 2 safety cars. Keep it at 2 safety cars. Come on, boys.
Well, we've still got two more to go. 3 more to go.
Much love, guys. So we've got a couple of comments there in Facebook land. If you can keep up with the chat on YouTube land, Tyson.
Yes.
This is warming up nicely. Black Sheep Racing is saying on the Facebook chat, this is warming up nicely. Yes, it most definitely is warming up nicely. This is becoming insane. Like, we knew it was going to be an ultimate round, but wow, man. This is our second race. This is already our second safety car. But that, even in between those 2 safety cars, we had a good solid 6 laps of those top 6, just full battle the whole time. Position swapping, just absolutely incredible. Now we've got Benjamin Siren out in front. And we've also got 95 Sim Sports saying, did Ben grab the lead here? Question mark. Yes, he did.
Yep, so that pit stop, as I said, the undercut's very powerful, and he pitted at the perfect time that lap prior, and he got that undercut. The safety car helped big time. But I think I would like to, let's go down the grid and see where all these cars are in position, because that safety car has definitely thrown a few spanners in the works. And I do see a few cars down their grid.
100%.
And that's right.
Totally. Yeah.
Reese Doddsy has played back in now with the safety car, which is good to see. I'm really hoping Doddsy has rolled the dice here and taken tyres. But as we see, Blake Delaney is in P1. Oh no, wait, we got away from the cross the line to refresh. And then... But I think the safety car is going to stay on another lap as race control is confirmed.
Benjamin Simon is definitely 100% in P1 because...
Yep, there he's on our stream behind the safety car.
Yeah, he didn't, he's rightfully in P1 because he didn't, he pitted earlier, so he's...
Where's that car? Where's Tim? I want to know where Tim is, because Tim was our, the mover and shaker of it. So there's Tim there. So he's had a good drive today. I think he's kept in the bubble. He drove amazingly in that first turn. Let the guys in front have their battle, and he crawled all the way back into that race there, which was great to see. And I think Harry's down in P12 at the moment. Reese from our YouTube chat, and I think if he's in P12, he would have taken tyres. So that could be a big game for him. Race time, because we're 18 laps in, these tyres will be hot. If he's got fresh rubber, he can really push back through the field. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see for Harry Dodds there as well, because the way he's kind of slot back into the pack after this safety car, not that he's going to be hindered by it, but he's going to be hindered by the fact that he has to get past a bunch of cars now.
That's right.
If you know what I mean. But, he's fast enough to get past them and all the rest of it. It's just, the randomness of things that could happen, essentially.
And he's made a few good moves already, and hopefully he can do them again and keep pushing. As we see, Greg, I think Greg leaks the car in pit lane at the moment, just there in the background. He didn't pit, but now he's making that pit stop, which will get him to the end. So I think every car has now completed their pit stops, and everyone will be getting home to the end. So now we've got a little pause, we can breathe, because that was an intense first bit there. Is that Sinkovic car a little bit damaged? I think that might be Dean, because he's probably used his fast repair. Yeah, it's going to be another, hopefully, a big fight to the finish.
I reckon we're going to see a full top 6 fight to the finish again, as we were saying earlier. As you saw it bunch up the safety car earlier, it might even be a bigger pack. It might even be like 6 or 8. I couldn't believe what the action was earlier with the top 6. Might even be a top 8 now. Coming so close to the end of the race. Who knows?
Well, while we're under the safety car, I just want to give a big shout out to all our viewers, especially the sponsors as well. We wouldn't be here without our sponsors, Dragonrc, DSL Welding. Big thanks. So as we see Greg Leake, in the background there, touching the back of the brakes. Oh, lucky there was no contact there. But as I said again, you guys, a big shout out to you, the viewers. For tuning in for our final round of the Porsche Cup series at Road America. But again, if you
SWTV,
yeah, cool,
and big shout out to DSL Welding Services and our promo department. Thank you very, very, very much, and our new partners and sponsors, Pagnian Imports and Dragonrc also for sponsorship of our V8 series. Also, thank you.
I think we're going to go green this time, boy, which is going to spark the light. We've got a few cars in between, Dodds. So Dodds is a car I'm going to keep an eye on our track map while we watch the battle at the front, because there's a few cars in spots, that are really going to benefit. As we see Harry really on the back of a car there. It's safe to say we're going to have an awesome battle here. I think we got 12 or so laps to go, maybe more. Just trying to find my laps.
Essentially, 19. We're on lap 19 of 31. So, just over 12 laps. So
it's going to be action-packed.
Yep.
And it's going to be hard to predict, because Hughesy, we saw him in the first stint there. He was eager to get past. We got Greg here as well.
And that's the
If
biggest thing, and that's what I've been looking for. I think once the crisscross boys start working together, once those boys can get on the back of each other, and then I think we might see Harry Dodds in a bit of a sandwich between the fishy boys and the crisscross boys, and the performance sim racing boy Harry Dodds in the middle, just going, "Oh, help me!" But I'm gonna beat you bastards. You know, he's gonna
well,
try and
he's
slot himself in between those fishy boys and try and negate that risk factor, I think.
he's made a lot of good moves tonight, so we know he's got it in his pocket. Is he's got to
Yeah.
pick his moments and then get out there and go. So
And that's
yeah,
the thing.
yes, we
As
see
long
Yuzi
as
making a little bit of a blinking air, so the boys have just noted that. So that's going to be an interesting on a restart. The safety car has now left the leaders. Now we're going to be ready to go. And guess what? You get to call this one. I got the last one. So let's
sweet
go.
as, sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Well, I did bet on 2 safety cars, or on number 2 safety car. As we come around this last corner, back onto the back straight here, guys. As the safety car comes back into the pits, we've got Benjamin Siren here, just controlling the pack. He pitted earlier, so he's got control of the pack here. We got a bit of damage on some of these front splitters in his cars throughout the race, but Benjamin Siren going back on the green line after the safety cars come out. Benjamin Siren controlling the pack, be trying to get a bit of a gap on Blake Delaney, but not becoming too successful. But Michael Whiting trying to fend off these boys from Locked On Racing, the crisscross car also from Greg Barber. Michael Whiting just trying to put his elbows out, but Adam Hughes just keeping his spot also. Blake Delaney and Benjamin Siren in front there, just keeping his spot there. But everyone seems to have had a really nice, clean first lap, Tyson.
It wasn't much action. A very respectful entry as we saw last safety car. So everyone's keeping it calm, get those tyres warm again because they do go cold, especially after the pit stop. And, you know, slowly build into that pressure again, and then we see the moves, I reckon, in a lap or two.
It was interesting at the start that I thought it looked like Benjamin Siren thought he got a bit more of a run on them, but he definitely didn't. And these guys are no strangers, especially Blake, to a race restart. He definitely get the pressure on him. He's definitely keeping the pressure on him as well now. Mm-hmm. So Adam Hughes just keeping that into essentially third position, but he's second position on track at the moment. But Michael Whiting just hunting down the back of Adam Hughes at the moment. Seeing these guys are in fighting essentially for the championship also. I'll try and bring up those championship points if you want to.
He goes down the inside there, Cullen Hodgkin, and doesn't get to pull it up. The move, he gets a bit deep on the brakes. We see Stephen getting bouncy on the curbs, and he runs a little bit wide. But as you said before, you got battles around. This is for P12 at the moment, the back end of the top 10, or the lower end of the top 10. And these guys are pushing. Dodsey's, pushing hard. He's got Kyle Zink in front of him, and Kyle is trying to get the draft down the front straight, and Harry's just holding the racing line. And then we got the Michael White, 3 cars up the road. Greg Barber. It's just action-packed. These guys have definitely turned it on for us tonight, and as we see, a bit of cloud cover as well. So it's going to, bring that track temperature down just a fraction. We're still at, I think, 24 degrees. So track's actually gone up 1 degree since qualifying.
And we've only got 34 points between Adam Hughes and Michael Whiting there in the championship also. So there's definitely a
Greg
lot
down
of
the
battle
inside.
Good
stuff, Greg. Great move down the inside there in the braking zone.
And see what we were talking about earlier as well, Tyson. Now these crisscross boys are on the back of each other. So now we've got Adam Hughes and Greg Barber on the back of each other, who have split up these fishy boys now, which is going to get very, very interesting. Because now we've got the crisscross boys in between these two, and it's a sandwich that you kind of want to break up a bit. And if you want to have a teammate around you, this is where you want them to have your own, have support in the piranha pond, I think.
That's right. And we got, just even with the, I know we just had a restart the safety car, but 4.4 seconds to the top 9 cars. That's not a lot of gap between those. As we see
That's
Harry
crazy,
here
isn't
pushing
it?
and doing a nice drift on the side, but he's not letting out of the throttle. He's got to keep going.
Oh, come
He's
on,
just
son.
giving it.
Stay in it, son.
He's got to. He wants to get up the grid, which is good to see the determination in Jodsy pushing there.
And Michael Whiting, it's good to see Michael Whiting just plying on that pressure, just buttering it on like a thick slice of Vegemite on toast, you know, just absolutely just piling on the pressure to Greg Barber in the back here because he doesn't want to get, he doesn't want, you can definitely tell Michael Whiting doesn't want Greg Barber working together with this, especially somebody like Alan Hughes at Chris Cross Racing. Like, no, you know.
As we see Greg Lee.
Greg Lee with a big moment.
We'll try and get a replay of that as well. As we say, can't go off into turn 1. No. Has he kept it off the road? I think he has. I'm not sure who that was. That's Greg Barber.
No, Greg Barber is in a big battle with those top 6 there. We've seen him in a big battle, and now all of a sudden he's just had a bit of a moment there. So maybe we'll get into DSL action replay there.
As we see Doddsy lining up a move down here. So we can't get that replay yet because Doddsy's putting all the pressure on. He doesn't know where to go. He goes to the left, goes to the right. He's going to try around the outside. No, he's going to go down the inside. Oh, look at Doddsy putting the pressure on. And he gets the job done.
Look at that. Oh, putting his arse end out there. And that's what you need to kind of do in these cars as well. Just make that engine rear end very, very pronounced, I should say.
He gets that move done on Kyle there. So he's just, went to the left, went to the right. It was a good move by Harry, nice and clean. And it was great battling as we go back to the leaders here. Blake
Michael
Delaney.
Whiting's had a moment at the back there. Oh, no. Michael Whiting.
Ooh, there's action everywhere.
Currently sitting 4th in the championship, sitting there with 18 points difference.
It's really going to hurt.
Benjamin Siren above him, but he's just had that massive moment. That's very unfortunate. Cullen Hodgkinson still being consistent as he always, as he's always being. He's sitting in the 10th position that he started in, but Michael Whiting trying to get his spot back. Man, that was full on, huh?
Yeah, we'll try and get a replay of that, but I want to note that like he was running a bit off the leader's pace there, and he's just had a moment.
Yeah, it's almost like he like went off track a little bit.
Oh, he's just clipped the grass. He did what Dodds did, but Dodds got a bit more lucky as Marcus, hit the grass and went to the left. Dodds has gone through.
You are right. He did slow down very uncharacteristically beforehand, didn't he? He did slow down a lot more before that. Like he's normally right on the back of people, and then all of a sudden he was 6/10 behind everybody and he was slowing down before that happened. So I'm not sure whether he had a problem. So we have a massive battle here for the front of the pack here with Blake Delaney. He's made this beautiful move now on Benjamin Siren. And now we've got this massive battle between Hughesy, Benjamin Siren, and Blake Delaney. And just to remind you as well, we've got Benjamin Siren from our AM division, who's leading our AM division, but he's currently sitting 3rd in the position in the series right now. We're having this massive battle. What do you think Hughes is thinking right now, Tyson?
Win. I want the win.
Just push on, son. Yeah.
That's right. So he will want that win. He wants to end on a high. And, these guys are going to battle, which is going to bring those 3 cars just behind in the background there, maybe 4 cars into the ring, just like we saw in the first stint where Tim was getting brought. So it's going to be quite an intense battle. A few moments here, you make that simple mistake like what Michael did, and it can cost you a few positions in the championship. This is the last race. It's all shoes off, the pressure's on. They're ready to rumble, that's for sure.
Yeah. Do you think we'll start seeing some mistakes and cracks, or do you reckon these guys are just going to push on hard from now?
I think you kind of forget about the mistakes. Oh, that's a really risky move down the inside, but he's given the room, and he's got the job done, I think, around the outside there, because all the road he uses, and he gets the job done. But I don't think he was expected to go down there when he was looking Michael, and I think he's moved into the top 10 quite nicely now after that mistake earlier.
Wow, he's just full on the push. He's just like, no, I almost had the 3rd place in this series.
So I think Benjamin's made a mistake there because he was P1 the lap before, and he's now been passed, and now he's in P3.
I think he's just been under a lot of pressure, to be honest, mate, by the look of that.
As we see as well, like Dodsey's pushing through, and he's back on the back of these guys, and you know, there's just too many battles to look at. There's a battle here, the front for the top 3, and then there's a battle for the top 6, and then that merges into the top 6. So it's like, where do we look?
Well, Tim Court with a beautiful move up there as well. Tim Court with profiting from Mitch Campbell from Michael Whiting's earlier stint there, incident. Tim Court's moved up to 4th place, 3 places up from his starting position, along with Mitch Campbell as well. So,
well, they both ran a little bit wide. That's a very tough spot to pass, but he still gets his nose down the inside. And Harry's going, well, I want to come through too, so open up the door. And he gets the contact, and Harry's made another car spin.
Oh no! Was that contact there?
Yeah, there's definitely contact there. Harry's got damage on the front of his car, but it's going to be a tough call to make again for race control because Harry... I'm just going to leave it race control.
It seemed like he was late on the brakes, though. It seemed like... Let's have a look at the DSL reaction replay.
Yeah, so they're going too wide. Harry's gone for the inside, and the car in the inside just...
He is late on the brakes.
Suddenly. No, you don't brake in that corner.
No, that's what I mean. Harry wasn't late on the brakes. I think he broke halfway through the middle of that corner. Tim Court looked like
that's
broke halfway through that corner. It's uncharacteristic. He wouldn't. Maybe he felt like it was starting to slide, and he put a bit of brake in there just to try and settle the car, and it didn't work out right.
Well, Tim doesn't make a call.
I don't think Harry was in the wrong there. Harry was still on the braking point. He was still straight under brakes, and Tim just I'm not sure what's happened there, but Harry's definitely on the wrong there in my eyes, but we'll leave it to race control.
Yeah, I agree, but as we see,
the 9.5 Sim Sports boys just helping each other out.
Yeah, because Kyle needs to he's in the fight for the championship as well. I think he's in P3 at the moment, and
top 5 at the moment in the series,
and Harry's in P4. As we just look at your messages as well, I think we got the updated standings. Harry's in P4 in the championship for the pro class with 585 points, and then Kyle Zink's in front of him on 596. So Dodsey could still kind of get a podium spot here in the championship. He's just got to really clear a few more cars and get that gap between him and Kyle Zink.
Most definitely. There's not many points in it. And
I think
and
6
don't
points
forget
you need
as
2
well,
cars.
guys. And don't forget as well, we got Blake Delaney, Greg Barber, Ben Sarr, and Michael Whiting. But also, along with that, Kyle Zink, Harry Dodds, Mitch Campbell, David Leslie, Dean Sinkovich, and Steven Sinkovich that can use tonight as a drop round. But also, Harry Dodds can use. Getting back to Harry Dodds could actually.
He's just spun off. Just spun off. Harry is literally just spun off.
Curse of the commentator, eh? Should have stopped talking about him. Oh wow!
I think he's gone one into Mr. Whiting because it's the only explanation for that corner. He's missed the apex again.
Oh, that's
he's just got on the power, and the car's just going around. I think he might have hit the wall.
No, it seems like he carried too much speed through that apex there, maybe. By the look of it.
Yeah, but he's smacked the side of the wall.
Mazda, for the West End Mazda advertising?
Yeah, he's driving the West End Mazda Porsche car. So, yes, good advertisement, but not the advertisement we want to see.
And back on board in number 1 now, Blake Delaney, our leader in the season now, and our series. Absolutely monstering this race now. He's gotten in front of these boys once again. So I'll see whether he can fend off Adam Hughes here. But Adam Hughes is definitely on the charge here for Crisscross Racing, boys. Behind him, leader of our AM series, actually. And keeping up with these boys in the Pro Series. I'm sure he'll be in Pro Series next season. But Benjamin Sarin having a great race with his teammate right behind him, actually. Not that much behind him, about 6 and a bit seconds, almost 7 seconds behind him is Carl Zink. So And Mitch Campbell, also his teammate behind him on track also. So we've got those 9-5 Sim Sports boys, 3, 4, and 5 at the moment. We got Fishy Motorsports boys in Blake Delaney in first and Chris Cross in second at the moment. So wow, Michael Whiting still trying to make his push back up from sixth after that early incident. Tyson.
Yeah, as we're watching the leaders here, Adam's really putting the pressure on Delaney now, trying to get this move done. He's really just sitting on the back of the Fishy car with his hook. You know, he wants to throw his line out there and literally catch him hook, line, and sinker, winky face, and get the job done.
He's trying to be a shark right now. Someone should start a motorsport company called Shark Motorsports. I don't know, or something. Shark.
Well, Hughes is reusing all the track there, kissing the grass, using that TikTok lawnmower, and I need to stop talking about it, but we're moving on to the next part because it's an amusing battle. And Hughes is getting the pressure.
Bit of contact there.
It is good. As I hear in my ear, my TikTok lawnmower, I'm going to get merchandise, I'm proud. But this battle, Hughes is going to have an amazing exit here because he's just opened up that corner and he's going to use all the drafters. Delaney's already said, yep, you're not getting my draft. He really went into the pit lane as he's really opened the door there. And I think Adam's going to have the line here because the door's open. He's kind of opened a little bit more. And Hughes is going to have this job done as long as he can get the braking done to turn one. It's going to be a great onboard shot here. And he's going to hold. Is he going to hold around the outside, Delaney? Ooh, he does.
Oh, beautiful move.
He does.
Move.
But I think Delaney's going to do the same thing, the crisscross, or he's going to hang around the inside. Yep, he's going to pull out because we've got a crisscross car behind. We know he's going to try and do the crisscross.
Oh, pushing hard. They're all just, look at this. What a shot. Shibby. Very nice.
I want this inside line now, and then forcing Blake to go around the outside. It's just literally swap cheese every time.
Yeah. What elbows?
It's a
all the elbows.
This is a great battle. This is for the podium as well. Like, these boys aren't leaving. And yeah, I'm happy with third. Or I'm happy with second. No, they all want the win. They're going for the win.
100%. This is the ultimate round for the Porsche GT3 Cup, guys, for Sim Racing World Series 2. It's been awesome season 2. We will be coming back to you in 3 weeks' time for our season 3, and it's been an amazing journey so far, especially with these guys racing and everybody out there. So thank you very much for all you out there in the social lands on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, on Instagram. The list goes on. Thank you very much for your support and all your love out there. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and big shout out to DSL Welding Services for all your love and support and your major sponsorship, along with the Promo Dept and Dragonrc for your sponsorship for the V8s on Sundays also. Thank you.
And now we can see Delaney is going to literally shape up the same move as Hughesy did. Let's see if Hughesy can defend it just as good. And he literally is doing the same line as Delaney did last year.
Oh man, look at that. On the inside, he's got the line as well. Has Hughesy got the line? Is he going to have the speed down the line as well under brakes? Oh, look at that late brake. Oh,
yeah, Hughesy hasn't got the car number one.
As well.
He hasn't got the car number one for no reason, and Hughesy's just shown him why he's got it. And, you know, Delaney did the exact same thing, the crisscross from the last corner, pushed it in, tried to get the drag, but Hughesy on the brakes. Over to him. Well done.
And it was very, you could say definitely it was very indicative of how hard the pressure is in that spot for Blake Delaney as well, because you can see how much pace that Ben Saren and how much draft Ben Saren has behind him as well. He's trying to defend while he's trying to make a move or defend a move while still trying to defend a move behind him as well, because you know, when the racing becomes that close, as you see with these guys as well, right here at the moment, Daniel Fritz.
Oh, good move up the inside. Very hard there. Beautiful. Under the Corvette bridge. Gets the job done. But
It's some beautiful moves from these guys, and as you can see with how close these guys race, it's very easy to make a little mistake or make a really nice, easy move. But as long as you can stay on the back of somebody, then it makes it a lot easier to.
as we see his move now, as Delaney's looking down the inside of Husey. He's going to get the job done, I think, because that's a very strong... Oh, no, he's a bit deep on the brakes, and Husey goes around the
Beautiful.
outside. It defends his position again.
Oh, and Husey defending on the inside after the outside corner. Wow,
Yep.
this is good racing.
Yep, and these boys, you know, again, this toe down this front straight, it's very powerful. But if you get the pass down this front straight, when you got the second straight just after it, 2 corners later, it's again, you're open for another pass. So it's a very tough track to defend from. Especially, imagine if these cars had DRS. Because if there's a DRS zone here, then two corners later is another DRS zone. But that's another car we're talking about. But it's this action, it's full on around. They see 2 wide again through turn 1. These boys love it.
And they have had some DRS in time trial cars, like the Isle of Man TT Subaru car. They had an actual DRS system in that as well, which is pretty bananas to watch. We'll get back to the action. Blake Delaney on the inside is going to be able to make this move stick on Adam Hughes. Oh, he does have some serious pace.
The respect these boys have given, they've always been so close to touching and making contact, even nearly spinning. And these cars are still straight, the sponsors still looking pretty, and it's been fabulous bloody racing. So well done to them. And it's just, you don't get that everywhere. You know, these guys are really pushing for a win here. It's the last round, you know, they're still doing a good job.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, massive shout out to these guys to be able to race this so respectfully, I suppose, isn't it? And it's a big shout out to the series as well.
That's right, and it takes a season to kind of build that respect for the driver you might not have raced in a Porsche Cup before with, and then Hughes's won the championship I think 3 times or 4 times in the Porsche Carrera Cup thingy, and now he's got challenges from the Fishy guys, and it's good to see the other guys that are putting the pressure on, but doing it clean. And it's been entertaining to call. I've enjoyed tonight calling. I was a late call in tonight, but I'm sitting here and enjoying this great racing that we're putting on for you guys. I'm enjoying it just as much because it's a tight, entertaining fight.
Yeah, it is, and we've seen some massively tight, entertaining fights, and this has been probably this has actually been one of my favorite seasons actually, because we've seen so much. Series actually with the Porsche GT3 Cups, because we've seen so much action, and because with this American invasion we've seen quite a few safety cars and stuff like that, so it actually does punch up the pack a bit. So you see these mid-pack battles and you see these back-of-the-pack battles, as we see on screen right now, like Michael Whiting with that early incident, just trying to push past these guys right now, past Mitch Campbell going into the car. If I look at that there, but Michael Whiting's still trying to make this push, and he's sitting in 4th in the championship now. But it really highlights how mixed this real series in GT3s can be. You make one little mistake, and then all of a sudden you're in 6th place, but you're running 4th in the whole series.
Well, that's right, and we've seen it tonight on a class of drivers that they're in the pros, they're in the amateurs. Everyone's getting the correct TV time. They're seeing it, showing it off, and we've seen battles, the Sikovic brothers, there's battles through the crisscross, the fishies. It's awesome to have, and as I say, come and join it. I raced this season, last season in this car, and I loved it. So it's definitely enjoyable. That's why I'm sitting here now in my chair, calling it, and it's just as much fun.
And just as you said the Sikovic name, I think we might have a curse tonight, mate. Because it seems that Dean Sikovic has had a bit of a crash there. So,
I do have it every time I mentioned it. It just happens. It is. I apologise.
Did you say Tim Corns as well? Because he's had a bit of an off track as well. What are you doing, mate?
The commentator's curse, it's real.
It
But
is
it
real.
needs to
It
be
is definitely
renamed
real.
to the Tyson curse because
No, no, I'm glad it's shined off me because definitely the whole of first season. Oh man, every time I'd say anything about anybody, they'd come straight off track, and people just like message me like, "Can you stop talking about me?"
but we're on the white flag lap now, and I want to go back to the front of these the lead pack because they're all within a second of each other, battling for the lead. And these boys, as we see, I think that's Whiting going for a light and move around the outside again, and he gets the job done. I think.
Yeah,
Excellent
trying to
move.
make his way past Mitch Campbell there. Trying to make his way back through, filter his way back through the field.
And get some points. You know, it's good. But
Oh, Michael Whiting off again.
oh god, I jinxed it again.
Oh, wow. So we got a massive battle here between Blake Delaney, Adam Hughes, and Benjamin Siren there.
Now
And we've
Hughesy's
got
got
this
a
massive
gap.
battle still going, but Hughes got a little bit of a gap, you know, probably like 6/10, but at the moment, not too much. He's definitely trailing behind, but he's starting to build a gap. Do you reckon he's going to build this gap?
Yeah, I
Build
think
a bit more?
Hughesy's got this race in the bag now because the Fishy boys here, as we see, Blake's under pressure. And
Yeah,
Benjamin's,
100%. And they're not as strong when they're not in the pond together, eh?
that's right, and Benjamin's now really taken his time to get this P2. You know, he was hoping maybe that Delaney made a mistake with Hughesy to capitalise, but he's been in this race the entire time. Sitting at the back watching as they go too wide for this fucking, that fast
Wow!
corner. He gets it done.
Ben
Too
has
wide through the
found
fastest
serious
corner
confidence
on the
in this
track,
car.
and he got it done.
Wow, Ben has found some serious confidence in this car. Maybe it's us just talking him up too much in the commentator, but he doesn't have the commentator's curse. He's still pushing on.
The inside line now, it's going to be a drag race to the finish, as we're definitely going to see Hughesy, unless he makes a mistake in the last corner.
On the last lap, who's going to get it?
The crisscross needs to be done now. He's going to shape it up. He's got the crisscross. He's going to get the line. I think it's going to be a close lap. He's just ran a little bit wide, and Delaney's definitely got it. I think Delaney's got P2 here safely, but Hughesy, well done, Hughesy. And Delaney in the P2, Benjamin P3.
Wow, what a race.
There was action everywhere.
And the 9.5 Sim Sports boys in 3, 4, and 5. Well done, boys. Come on.
Yeah, it's a great team effort there by them to get home.
Chris Cross in 7 and 8. Oh, look at that. 9.5 Sim Sports. I think that's their best team effort for the whole season.
Yeah, well done as well. As we see Dean coming around the corner. I think he's beaten his brother, so I win the original bet of Dean. So I'm happy with that. So well done to Dean to finish the Porsche Cup Series. And as he comes across the line now, with the Battle of the St. Vitch, at least I won the semi-bet tonight with that. And a race, as we see the wiper just coming out of his car. It's not a race Harry will want to remember for his last. You know, he was in a win, but definitely had a chance to win this race. But you can't win it over one lap. You got to win it over the entire race. And, well done to our podium. We're going to get that maths done.
Quick maths about who's won it. So Blake Delaney's definitely, I think Blake Delaney's won it for the series here by utmost points because he already was 89 points ahead.
Yeah,
and he's finished in second now, so he's definitely done this. But Greg Barber has kind of mixed this up a bit. Benjamin Siren, he might even move himself up into second place in the championship here now because Greg Barber has slotted himself down into 7th place.
Look at this burnout pad that we got down here. Everyone's doing burnouts. Look at this. It's just a big burnout pad. I love it.
Ultimate burnout. So I think our top 3 for the season will actually be Blake Delaney, Benjamin Siren in 2nd, and I think Adam Hughes will be in 3rd place. But look at this. By my quick calculations with drop rounds, depending on who drops what rounds. But Benjamin Siren's definitely, no matter what he does, I think Benjamin Siren's definitely in the podium for the series finish.
Yeah, it's well done to him. I'll try and get some of these drivers up. Yeah, so we're going to try and get the championship winners up here. So if got to find those. If we can drag them in. Yeah, Shibby, if you can get the names and just tag them in the chat and bring them up. But again, while we're here, to the guys that watched us tonight on the YouTube, the Facebook, and hope you enjoyed that race.
With the 9,
'Cause
5, 6
I
spots,
enjoyed it.
all 3 in a row. Look at that. Look at that. That makes a nice race shot.
I definitely would.
All the rest of them are doing donuts, and these guys are like, yeah, boy. We got 3, 4, and 5, bitches.
As you see Delaney doing a nice skid. I'll be just right back 1 second, Toddy, if you can hold the phone
good.
for 1 second.
Of course. Blake Delaney doing a very, just bit of showing off there. Blake Delaney, our series winner there. Beautiful drive from him, all series. Brilliant work from him. It seems Benjamin Siren might have moved himself up even another spot, maybe, essentially in the championship. But let's go through our race results. So our race results for tonight were Adam Hughes in first for Crisscross Racing. Blake Delaney from Fishing Motorsports in second place. He's our leader in the championship and our serious points championship winner for this series for season 2 for the GT3 Cup, Porsche GT3 Cup. So he's our champion driver for this series, season 2, Blake Delaney. Season and our champion driver for the AM series as well. So our pro driver Blake Delaney and our AM series winner for season 2 is Benjamin Siren, and he also finished once we work out the points, but my rough education would be he actually finished second in the actual the full championship by the end of those points, by the look of it. Carl Zink there in fourth place is his teammate, also Carl Zink, and Mitch Campbell. So they're all from 9-5 Sim Sports. There for 3, 4, and 5. Great finish for them tonight. Michael Whiting for Fishing Motorsports, bit of a mixed result for him tonight, and he just tried to get himself back there, and with an earlier incident. Not sure what happened there, but I'm sure we'll find out in the days to come. So he's sitting there in 6th place. So he's fourth there in the AM class tonight. Greg Barber there in 5th place in the AM class tonight and 7th overall. Callan Hodgkinson in 8th. And 3rd place in the AM class tonight. David Leslie in 4th place in the AM class and 9th place overall. And wrapping out a top 10 is Daniel Fritz. Tim Cornt in 11th. Dean Sinkovich for the SRW boys. Big shout out to Dean Sinkovich, absolute legend, in 12th place there. And I'm not even going to count that, how many places he is in the AM series. So Harry Dodd's there in 13th place with the late incident for the pro class. Greg Leake in 14th, Steven Sinkovich in 15th, George Minus in 16th, and big shout out to Jonathan Hancock and Ryan Barber for race control and our promo department tonight, and driving our safety car. Thank you very much. And I won the bet for safety cars tonight too. Choot choot.
Yes,
I said
well
2
done.
safety cars.
The 2 there were, and
First
again,
time ever.
Shibby as well. Thanks behind the scenes with the pushing and the clicking of the buttons. I think he enjoyed that race tonight. Would have been a good. He got pretty much the best seat. He could do whatever he wanted. Yeah. So you see the angles he wanted to see for all the action. But we've seen a few drivers now starting to slowly gather in the green room. So we might
see our series points leader and our championship winner for this series 2 for the Porsche GT3 Cup, just doing some fat doughies on the main straight there.
The 2 safety cars are still doing donuts as well.
Look at that safety car, promo department, just promoing burning tires.
Delaney's just ripping it up.
And he deserves it too. He's driven so hard, and he's actually been a really good teammate this whole way through as well. He's really propped up. So we got some comments from Facebook by the end of the race. So we got 95 Sim Sports saying mega race! Exclamation mark! Yeah, come on! We have Anthony Davidson saying congratulations, Blake and the Fishy Boys. Peter Morris. Yeah, big shout out to Peter Morris. Absolute legend. Awesome work, Blake Delaney, he says. And 95 Sim Sports says, congrats, Blake Delaney. So much love, guys.
Yeah, we're
Thank
just
you.
waiting on a few confirmations as well for the final points, and then we can try and get these drivers in, so we we don't give someone a third position and they're not third position. So because that's how tight it is. It's only a few points in it, and there was so many action tonight. It was so hard to keep track of that. But
Yeah, it was. And then even the points, like I've been keeping an eye on the points and trying to do the quick maths in my head, but
yeah,
even
quick
if it's
math.
1 point in it, you can't do quick maths when it comes to this, to deciding a championship, right?
That's right, because
Yeah.
it comes down to also the drop rounds play a part, and then just you're trying to watch the action at the same time. But yeah, that's right, Greg, as well in the YouTube chat, man. Good stuff out there, bro. We're more than thank you for the action, and definitely a big thanks to the admin team as well behind the scenes that put all this together. But we must note as well, we didn't really get to see much of that. Mr. Dodsy's great start there, but jumping a couple of cars as we see the replay there. I was pretty happy. That's one thing I'm going to go back and watch and highlight. But
and Kylie Stevenson on Kylie Stevens on Facebook says, congratulations, Blake. Eddie says, well done, Blakey. Greg Barber says, well done all. Blake the champ. All drivers, admin, sponsors, owners, and broadcast teams. Thank you very much. And Eddie's just given us sent another 500 stars. You absolute champion. Wow, you absolute legend. You know you don't have to do that, mate. Thank you very much for that. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
awesome stuff.
We very, very, very much appreciate that.
I hope you enjoyed that today. And yeah, so #1 fan, I think, as well, Shibby just said. So I definitely think you are the top star sender, so you definitely earned that rank. And so
Eddie
thanks for that,
Klimowicz,
bro.
I got it right. Klimowicz, come on, I got it right. Eddie Klimowicz, absolute legend. You absolute legend. You are our #1 fan there on Facebook and our #1 star fan. And thank you very, very much for the last 6 weeks as well. So big shout out to you, brother.
I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, man. And like as everyone, I hope everyone enjoyed it, because I enjoyed this race. Like it was jam packed, full of action, and for this week's last round action, I think we've had awesome races in every single one, and we've still got a few to go. We got the Supercars Super Show with the Super 2 drivers and the Super 1 drivers all again in one race, and I will be back calling that action, and I'm looking forward to that, because it's again, there's championships on the line, and it's going to be hard to pick. There's some guys that could be fighting for P3. There's guys that can be fighting for P1. But you have an accident, you could lose your P1. So as we know that here tonight, it was all on the line. And even though one mistake could have cost the race, they didn't care. They still put on a great show.
Yeah, they've just been pushing harder and harder every single race, and we've seen the improvements across not only season 1 but season 2 as well, and it's just been so impressive to see.
Yep, and it's on season 3. Sorry, will be just as, I reckon, as exciting, and that's
Even
what I'm
more.
looking forward to.
Yeah.
Any news on the results that we got, Shibby? So we're still waiting on some results. iRacing has been a little bit slow, but once we get them, we will again we'll finalise it with you guys here. But we still got. I think we might even just start with Husey and just talk about his race win. What about that? We'll talk to Husey. So we'll bring in our race winner for tonight's race, Adam Hughes, mate. car number 1. I know you're handing it off, but we won't talk about that for now, mate. Congratulations on the awesome win, the great entertainment, and the battle from the entire race, mate. You had us, standing up, jumping out of our seats. I'm sure the crowd that was watching is exactly the same. It was awesome racing, mate. Give us a quick lowdown from your perspective, bro, because that was again awesome.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, devastated in the P1 loss. Was a bit cut about that, but hopefully next season I can sort of make amends for that. But qualifying was pretty good, man. I was just trying to egg me teammate on, Greg Barbs, to try and get further up the field, and we sort of got, I think, 3rd and 4th or 2nd and 3rd on the grid. We both sort of botched up the start. We both got wheel spin and sort of just got egged by bloody, I think, 2 or 3 other cars. Then after that, I think we just sort of fell into line. We just basically decided that we needed a fuel save and try and look after the tyres. And I don't know if you saw it on the broadcast, but there was a few times where Blake and I would go to battle or into a corner, and then we both got the throttle because we wanted the other one to get in front. So we had that sort of issue a few times. But yeah, no, look, Michael was making it hard for me because I couldn't really attack, because if I attacked Michael, Blake was going to get away, or if I try to attack Blake, Michael was going to sneak up the inside. So they made it sort of pretty hard to really do anything. So no, it was a good race, mate. It's just good to come back and notch another win in after being away for the last 2 weeks, not by choice. So yeah, it's just it's a good race, mate. Awesome fun. Congrats to obviously to Blakey for taking the P1 for the season, and to his teammates and obviously everyone else. And yeah, it's just a mega race, man. Mega race.
Yeah, it was, and I tipped you for the win because I know what you're like from last season when we raced. You weren't going to end on a medium. You wanted to win on the biggest high, which is definitely taking that number 1 to P1, and I'm pretty glad I won that tonight. I got the Dean Sinkovich bet right, and I got you winning bet right, so I'm pretty happy with that. So again, congratulations. I think we're going to get the final points in. So if you want to just stay with us for a second, we'll try and figure out what else is going on with the points in the championship. So this is for you, Todd.
Oh, beautiful. Sweet.
So, Toddy, if you got that.
Yep. So that's in Pro. What have we got in AM then? Oh, sorry. I thought you just put... sorry. I thought our illustrious producer, Shibby, had put himself live on the comms there. So we've got Blake Delaney for our series winner. We've got Blake Delaney in first. Greg Barber in second. And Mr. Adam Hughes has managed to slot himself up into third for our Pro Series, which is pretty awesome. Come on, son.
So those points, as I said, it was that tight in the top 5. I did say Hughesy could sneak into the P3, and I was right. So it was a good day for you, Hughesy. You didn't win the championship, but a P3 and a win overall, that's still pretty cool.
Yeah, mate. I'll take the win any time of the day, as you already know. So yeah, sort of hoping the Fishy boys come back next season, because I sort of wouldn't mind another crack at it and a bit of redemption on that one, because like I said, I had a couple of bad rounds and obviously did not start rounds, so that never helps.
Well, you know what to do. You got to get on to those Fishy guys and say, hey boys, I want redemption. I want to go again, and bring him back for season 3.
Gotta be in the pond to swim, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we might bring our P3 winner is Ben as well.
Wow, I thought he might have slotted himself. So Benjamin Siren, I thought he might have slotted himself up into into second place through my rough calculations, but Benjamin Siren has actually slotted himself into overall second place in the overall championship, and he's won the AM class by a fair margin by the look of it in the end. So been absolute amazing drive from Benjamin Siren, and we've seen amazing, some pretty good improvements from him at the end of the first season and throughout the season. Just every race he's come back harder and stronger and just pushed it harder to these pro boys, which has been really impressive to watch.
Thanks, guys. It was a fun race. It was very good to be a part of tonight.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
action
mate.
everywhere, and from the start of the race to the middle of the race to the end of the race, it was action packed. First of
Yeah.
all, from our side, man, big congratulations on the result tonight. You know, you bring home P2 and the P1 in the amateur, so and P3 in this race. So you got a bit of everything tonight.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it all started to click. Probably too little, too late to sort of give the pro guys more of a run during the season. But yeah, mega result. Really good result for the team too.
And that's right, and then the team efforts and you standing out there, bro, pushing hard, battling with these pro guys, showing them that hey, next season you're going to be coming again, and
Yeah.
hopefully see you do next season, and maybe even fight for the win in the top step.
Yeah, definitely. That's the plan. This season was a really good run. Everything's starting to click, and the team, the other boys, Kyle and Mitch, are starting to click with the car too. So yeah, it should be a very exciting season next year. But yeah, nonetheless, this season's been very cool to be a part of.
Well, a big congratulations, man, on the result. Anything from you, Toddy?
No, we've just got our points just up on screen right now. So the finishing points for our series up on screen right now, as you can see if you're watching up on stream there. Just wanted to mention that. So we've got Blake Delaney, Benjamin Siren in second, and Greg Barber there in third place for the series. Fourth place, Adam Hughes. This is overall, and ripping out our top 5 is Michael Whiting.
Well, excellent. I might drag Greg in before we bring Blake in. We'll leave Blake to last because he's overall championship, and then give him a nice plug. But bring Greg in now. Greg is our P3 overall standings. Greg, mate, wow, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, mate. Hang on, I've just got to turn this down on the other screen here, so can't hear what's going on. That's a bit better. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. So I just want to say again, man, a big congratulations. You know, you finished P7 tonight, and you qualified P4. So the overall race, but throw the race in the bin. And just congratulations on the championship. P3 overall. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was really good racing against these guys, and yeah, obviously Ben's done really well last few weeks. Really consistent top 3 results, and jumped me at the end there. Obviously, tonight will be a drop round for me. So I haven't actually seen the points. You guys got them?
Yep. I think Shibby can pull them up.
Yeah,
again.
we just had them up on screen on stream, but we can pull them back up again.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just couldn't see them.
Once we get them back up on stream, we'll get up on stream, but there wasn't many points in it, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's the points there.
So there's only 20 points
there you go.
between you and Benjamin.
Yeah, right.
It was a very tight top 3. It was amazing tonight to watch that battle unfold.
Yeah, if only I could have come through with the result tonight. Yeah, but not to be. I was struggling a bit, as Matt might have, Adam might have alluded to there. Just kind of got it together in the last sort of hour before the race tonight. So, yeah, it was always going to be touch and go whether I'd get round without spinning it. Didn't happen. But that was good. Just like to thank the Crisscross boys for picking me up. Pool Master, Shunt Scenery. Yeah, it's been really good racing with those guys. So I don't know. I think I'll be back next season. We'll see.
I hope to see you back. That's right.
It will be.
And here's your pass back to you, man. And before we get Delaney in again, I just want you boys to get the opportunity to give those sponsors. You just want to be out on track without the sponsors, putting the cars together, all that good stuff. So here's the chance to shout out your sponsors, bro.
Yeah, just obviously thanks to you guys for comms booth, and obviously to Race Control again for for everything they do. Obviously to Nathan and to Toddy, because I obviously know what they do when I'm doing this on a Wednesday night, so I know the behind the scenes business they do go through and do. So cheers to you guys. Obviously thanks to all the competitors, obviously my teammate Greg, and obviously to sponsors for the shunts, Pool Master Bayside, Smoke Studios, Jennifer Russell Real Estate, obviously to the team Crisscross Racing and AE Boards, and a massive thanks to Palmerston Bakery.
What a pro.
And I do love that Palmerston Bakery decal on the top of the roof. It actually works really beautifully. You've positioned it really beautifully on the top of the car, so when you actually go to a certain camera view, it's just perfectly crowned on there. So yeah, I just noticed it earlier. That's all.
Right,
Peter
I think we've
Sheffield.
got to bring our championship winner in here now. Just we've got to give him a big drum roll, of course, and then bring him in. Blake,
G'day.
congratulations, mate.
Cheers.
What a race tonight, bro. What a race. Not just about the race, like your championship overall, mate. I've tuned in for, I think most of them, just spotting for Dodsy, but overall just watching the action out there from you and your teammate and putting on the show tonight, the battle for P1, the entire race, and then you come home with P2, but take the overall championship, mate, and do a mad skid at the end. You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, no, it's heaps of fun, mate. Really, really good. And look, I mean, it's if we finish second tonight, shouldn't really say this, but like I was trying to get Mike up there as fast as much as possible. So the more fighting I could do with Adam and the boys at the front to slow it all down was obviously better for Mike. But unfortunately, he looped it, and we couldn't get the head fish up there to take a bit of silverware in the championship, unfortunately.
Yeah, we kind of thought that at the start of the race, maybe a team play would come into it, but even if his word, the racing was awesome. It was great to see you, I don't want to lead the race. No, you lead the race. To save that bit of fuel at the start there, and, really non-stop action from lap 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. It was, side by side, 6 cars in it, and, you haven't just done it tonight. You've done it over the entire championship, to come home with P1. So a big congratulations again for that, bro. And
yeah, thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. I do. And it was a lot of fun racing all year. I mean, you've got it. Obviously, there's a lot of people watching the broadcast, but having the close racing that you did with Husey, certainly most of that side by side was, I mean, that's what respectful racing is about. And there's probably a lot of people that could learn a fair bit from seeing someone like Husey in the way that he drives, how respectful he is of others on the track. So,
and I made a big note of that as well during that race, because you were battling not just for P1, like the championship was technically still at play there, because if someone spins or an accident happens, you're off and it's costly. But you still battled like it was the first round, and he's like, it was on. It was awesome. And the respectful racing, that's what it comes down to. And you had respect for each other, and you gave heaps of room. Both of you had really clean cars. All three of you really had all three cars clean at the end of the race there. So,
yeah, no, it was awesome. There was no bumping. There was nothing. I don't even think I got a 0x from side-on contact with Husey down any of those straights or in the corners or whatever, which is really good. Unreal racing. I mean, everyone did a great job. Benjamin probably could have thrown it down the inside of both of us on a couple of those corners.
He was hunting for it.
I think
I'd never do that.
I think he was probably smart enough to just sit back there and wait for an accident, to be honest. But, I was not keen to just sit back and collect the championship. I was keen to try and win the race, but the priority was to get Michael up there today.
Well, even though the team, the fishies, you always work together and have a green race, and you couldn't get up there, but all eyes on you again, man. Big congratulations from us. I hope you're back next season, because Husey does want a bit of redemption. He wants to get his #1 back. And I know Harry's already told me as well from his race tonight, he's got a lot of pace, and he's going to come back for the performance in racing team and hopefully kick some butt, because he was up there having a battle too, and it was just awesome to see. But any last words from you, Toddy? Because I'm running out.
No, I think just after that first safety car in that 60, Respectful Racing, as you guys were just saying, was just amazing to watch. And honestly, everybody out there in Viewerland and everybody out there, all you guys racing as well, I urge you guys to go back and watch it again because, man, wow. Yeah, some just
Absolutely.
amazing moves the whole way through the whole race. I think was just it really made it an ultimate round for our season, our round 10 and our ultimate round for our Porsche GT3 Cups. To be honest,
I lie, I was screaming for Ben to have a dip at Blake because I was trying to move and get Ben to follow. Like, Ben, come on, have a dip, son. And every time I'm in front of Ben, bang, Blake was straight onto it. I was like, God damn it, man, come on, Ben, have a dip.
yeah, it was so full on because I was saying, as we were talking about in commentary as well, it was like it's so much pressure to be on the offensive while you're trying to be on the defensive as well at the same time. And you guys, there was 6 of you, basically that whole race. So towards the end, obviously it thinned out a little bit more, but it was just some exciting racing from the start to finish. To be honest, awesome job, guys.
Yeah, cheers. That was fun. Heaps fun.
Yeah, thanks guys. That was mega fun.
Yeah, good stuff. Well done to you blokes as well.
So I'm hearing we
We
don't
don't
have
have-
a locked-in amateur results yet because there was a post-race panel, I think Shivy just said. So we'll try and we might have to wait for a ticket. So Toddy, I'll let you do this one.
So
Hi.
Tim was on the podium regardless, but we've got a bit of a 20-second point discussion at the moment with race control at the moment. So we'll see how that unfolds. But Tim, how'd you find the race tonight, man?
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was good. It was good. Look, I enjoyed myself. It was pretty tight there. Look, timing-wise, I felt in the first probably 5 laps or so, I was about half a second off the front guys and just couldn't keep my pace up. I just don't know what it was. But then I started to pull it back after that, leading into the when the pace car came out. And it was, well, probably, to be honest, it wasn't good time, even though it was though the timing of our pit stops was probably great. I think the speed that I had, the pace that I had, was starting to pick up a little bit, and yeah, pulled that pack back in, and then after that I was struggling. I had a couple of guys behind me, Mitch and Harry were right on my tail, and we were starting to have a good battle, and just it is what it is. I got hit and went off the track, and then it was all done. But look, it was fun, very enjoyable, good season. First season in a 992, so had a lot of fun, and I should be back next season too.
Oh, awesome, man. Number 2 in the season for the AM series. I'm still waiting on points, but I think by my loose calculations, so I think you've definitely got the second position in the AMS championship there. So very, very well done, mate. And for the Locked On lads, would you like to shout out to your sponsors, mate?
Yeah, just Rooster.coffee, who's been a sponsor for the last 12 months, and obviously shout out to the whole Locked On Lads team.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. And we'll just waiting on to see who else we can get in from the AM championship and see what sort of points we come through. Okay, so that's where we'll leave it then. Anything else unless there's another ticket raised, we'll leave it there, guys. Otherwise, we'll be waiting here for race control to make a decision and post-race decisions to be made. So. So all our championship photos will be released to all our socials in tomorrow for our championship points and a release of the championship photos and the championship winners. And make sure you hit all those notification bells and make sure you keep on your socials and make sure you keep up to date with things, guys. Anything else you would like to say, Tyson, before we go?
From that, man, we covered it. Just again, like, well done to the boys. Congratulations, kudos to that. And keep it on the socials tomorrow for the final results for the amateurs. We know at the top for our pros. So yeah. And then, yes, don't forget, I'll be in the com box again on Sunday for our Super Show V8s. We've got the Super 1s, the Super 2s merging together, and we see a few of the drivers back there. And I'm looking forward to that. If this race was massive, I think, the supercars, it should be even better. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we're at Laguna Seca, so it's going to be interesting for our race around America.
It should be very, very awesome. So thank you all for joining us tonight for our ultimate round for SRW TV's coverage of our ultimate round of the Porsche GT3 Cup at Road America. Brought to you by our major sponsor DSL Welding Services and the Promo Department, and our brand new sponsor Pagny Imports. Also Dragonrc, big shout out and lead up to our Super Show for our ultimate round for our Super Show on Sunday. Also brought to you by Dragonrc and our major sponsor DSL Welding also on Sunday for our V8s. And of course, all of you at home that have joined us tonight, thank you so much to everybody. Much love, legends. Keep safe. This is myself, Chef Toddy, and Mr. Tyson McAvoy signing off, and also our illustrious producer, Nathan Shibby Howard, signing off tonight for you. See you later.